And we are live. A little bit of a short notice on our end. We didn't know if we were actually going to stream today, but everybody got home safe from the weather and family. So, if I can get my eyes to focus. So, we've got everybody but Kyle here today. We hope he's well. We haven't heard from him. We're a little worried. But,
looks like we lost Matt.
Yeah. He dropped.
Okay.
I'm on my way.
That's fairly common, though.
Yeah.
Matt's going to drop off, and Danny's going to eat. These are the two things that are going to happen in the game. We know this.
I've been driving for 4 hours.
Well,
I've
okay.
seen my cats
What was
Tuesday.
your excuse the other 20 games?
I was hungry.
Okay. Anyway, so when we last left off with the crew, you guys had basically found enough evidence to get Captain Nestor to confront Victor about some accusations, and he fled the kingdom, which is certainly not going to have long-lasting ramifications for the rest of the world. But you guys, it's been about a week since then, and you guys have had some fairly interesting times. So who wants to go with what they've done with their week off first? All right, so I'm going to pick people. So Trevor, what were you doing with your week off?
Why you gotta pick me first, man?
Because you got something entertaining and I pre-rolled it already.
Okay. Well, the biggest thing was I wanted to speak with Randolph about some training.
Yes. So you do get to, even though you're not active duty, you still get to come into, training like you normally would. And he will personally spar with you.
Woo!
And like I said, I rolled this already, but you had 2 crits early on. So tell us how you start this fight.
Ow! Getting stabbed in the leg by my cat. Sorry.
Yeah, I figured there's a few owls in there.
How he'd start it? It would probably start.
I mean, describe your strong opening where you come in, with a couple of crits. Tell us what your big hits look like.
You're asking me to be okay.
I'm sorry. I thought you were going to be creative in this game of imagination.
I just got out of the car, literally 10 minutes ago.
Do you want me to do it for you?
Sure.
Okay. All right. So you start up. You summon Vindication. I'm guessing polearm style.
We'll start with longsword and then go with the glaive.
Okay.
Because that's what he's been doing.
Oh, and hey, Cal's here. Cool.
Yay!
Anyway, okay.
Yay!
So, you start off and you come in swinging and you crack him good. You make him feel those first couple of hits. And there's other people around, and when that starts up, more of them start to come over. It's just like, holy shit, Trevor's going to kick his ass. Well,
Not 9 anymore, Randy.
and after that, Randolph goes on the offensive.
Shit.
He does not use any of his magic granted to him through his paladin hood. He straight up kicks your ass for the next 5 rounds.
Oh.
He knocks you out in 5 rounds. You're lying on the ground. There's about 3 of him right now, but they're slowly merging back into one entity. There's a lot of hooting and hollering.
Good one.
And he's looking down at you. Are you sure you actually killed a troll, or did it just trip over your body and break its own neck?
Can I try to knock his legs out from under him?
Give me an athletics roll for that.
Can I use a plot point for advantage?
A plot point, you get to add points on. So
Oh, okay.
whatever you roll, just add how many plot points you want. We'll push you over. And
I'll go with 1. So, 21.
okay, he rolled a nat 1.
Yes!
So at that line, you somehow, despite, the stars, you spin with the stars and you kick his legs out from under him and he hits the ground. And there is much hooting and hollering and delight from people who are not in the front row. Because he can see those people and they won't speak up. So...
Getting slow, man.
Yeah, he'll give you that one because he let his guard down and you made him pay for it. Maybe there's hope for you yet. All right, sorry, I was trying to catch up on everybody's chat over there. Okay. That was pretty good. Did you want to go back to the Keepers to try to visit Spencer? You had brought that up too.
Yeah.
Okay. In this case,
actually, I just remembered something that we talked about.
Yes.
So yeah, I want to go to him real quick.
Yes. This time, because you are on better terms, they will let you in, and you do get to speak with the head monk first.
Okay.
Who will tell you that Spencer is no longer in their care because about a week or two ago, about 2 weeks ago now, some soldiers came in to collect him, saying that they were going to care for him as he had not recovered, and there was no sign of the bone claw, and he's been doing some research, and it looks like it was actually Victor who had ordered him to be returned to the castle's guards for care. Because if you ask around, nobody has seen Spencer. So,
fuck.
There's that. But yeah, good on you for finally realizing that a ring of regeneration could have restored him, far, far, far too late. But, okay. Who wants to go next before I randomly pick?
I'm having to restart my computer because I'm having issues on the video side. So
okay, so
hold off on
Michael will be a moment.
Well, Viserius does what he always does. He went out and got him some new spells, and then he just practiced his new spell that he recently acquired, trying to perfect it. Did a little bit more research, and that's pretty much all he did.
Okay. All right. Tarek, you... since you had to miss a couple of games, I had just said that you had been out communing with nature, getting away from civilization, doing hippie orc stuff.
Yeah, sounds good. I figured I'd spend some time in the backyard and turned it into a very forest-like area now between harvesting seeds and plant growth. And it's very comfortable there now.
To the point where people are coming over and telling Viserius, you're not allowed to have a forest in your backyard. It's, there are codes that there's a homeowners association in this area.
Can't be your codes. It's my backyard.
They will burn it down if you grow any more trees, they say.
If you come back again, I'll turn you into a toad.
You're speaking to other mages. Do you want to keep that thread going?
I'll shut the door.
I'll back away and say, no, we're good. We'll just grow some more flowers and bushes. We'll keep it low level.
Yeah. That would probably
but
be
it's
good.
A lot more homely for me.
Yeah. Okay. Rihanna, you had a couple of bigger things, I believe, or...
I did.
Okay. What was those?
I don't know. That's what I was sitting here thinking when you were talking about it. I was like, I don't know. I think I was just kind of... I remember what we talked about. Yeah.
Yeah, you said you were going to go back to the Temple of Palor. Try to make sense of everything.
Yep.
So I sort of pictured that as you go to the normal back row where there's nobody else at. Just try to find that piece that's been eluding you lately.
And when I'm not doing that, I'm probably just in a drunken or drugged out stupor.
Yeah. Well, when you're at the temple, you kind of close your eyes for a minute, and you hear a familiar voice next to you. If you're going to sleep, I don't know why you just don't stay home. Paylor doesn't mind, and you're probably scaring the younger acolytes who don't know if they should throw a blanket over you or wake you up. And when you look to your side, Silas is sitting there next to you.
Oh my god.
I mean, Paylor, he's pretty... I mean, he likes it when you show up, but, he's okay if you're sleeping at home. It's probably more comfortable there, too.
I'll reach out and try to touch him because I know he's not real.
You can feel him.
Okay, have I completely lost my mind?
I think that ship sailed a long, long time ago, but this is more of a dream vision.
Okay.
I don't really understand it all myself. I'm kind of on loan for this conversation.
Cool. What happened?
You probably know more than me. I've been stuck in a mirror for a couple of years trying to convince a madman to change his ways, and I failed miserably at that.
So he didn't use that god-awful rage stuff on you?
No, I mean, obviously I'm not alive anymore, and I am very sorry for that, because I left you, I left Sahara. I think he was trying to test things, and for me it had to do something about testing the gods, but I don't know. He never really went into it. I did my best to try to break through to him because he kept me around, I think because he was lonely and he needed someone to talk to. He's pretty much insane at this point.
Yeah, we kind of gathered that.
Oh.
Here, I thought he had... I was under the impression that you had suffered a horrible, painful...
I've been talking to him for over 2 years over chess games. I think I've suffered.
No, I mean...
I was without you. I've suffered more than enough. You've suffered. We've all suffered, but you've
I've done
grown
some
stronger.
things I'm not real proud of. I said I've done things I'm not proud of.
Well,
in my quest to avenge you.
And I don't really have much. I've done things I'm not proud of. I'm not going to scold you for that. And it's not like it's too late for you to make amends, and as long as you haven't hurt people beyond repair, it's not like you're still alive. You still have choice. You can choose your path from here. You're never so lost that you can't find your way home.
I wish that was true. But you were home for me.
Well,
I lost you.
Just because I'm not here doesn't mean I'm not with you. You take a piece of me everywhere you go. Everyone you meet, you share a piece of you, and they share a piece of themselves. So we're all with you, even when we're not right there. And you've made new friends, from what I can see.
Yeah.
So I was just sort of allowed to come and say that to you. Thank you for helping me, and just do what you do best. Go out there and help people in your own way.
Yeah.
At least share some of what you take from the bad people.
Yeah.
I mean, I know.
So you've spent so much time with him. Is there anything about him you can tell me that would help us in finding him and or defeating him?
Not really. He kept going on about how the world isn't right, how something is. He keeps calling people puppets and saying that he's going to cut their strings.
Yeah.
But he can't be more specific, or he won't be more specific. It's whatever has gotten into him, it's taken root so much that, Paylor help me, I couldn't break through to him, and Lord knows I tried.
When you were trapped in that mirror, were you already gone?
He had pulled me from my body, yes. Something about he owed a debt, so there was someone else who wanted to use a fresh body.
What?
I don't think there's an evil version of me running around, but he's made deals with things over the years. So all I can tell you is to be careful, because I know he's got secrets he's hiding from everyone else. There are things that there are chinks in his armor, but he's does his best to hide them from everyone. Because he wouldn't even turn on the mirror until he had put things away and sealed the chest away.
Chest.
Again, I can't. My view was sort of limited, but
Right.
he
You
has.
think there's something in that? Oh, he probably took it with him.
It's more like, I think, a dimensional pocket he puts it in. But it seems like he has to take it out from time to time to keep from losing it. But even though I wasn't a physical threat to him, he doesn't let anyone know what some of these things are. But he has weak points, but he hides them well. Other than that,
What weak points? I mean,
well, if he hides
how do you
them,
know?
just bits of conversation he would talk about. He would say things like he forgets what it's like to have a heart, and I can't tell if that was metaphor or real.
Well, if he's been making deals with things, there's a very good possibility that he may not even be alive himself.
Yeah, he's the one person I would say that he's so far gone. I think he's more of a threat to the world than it is. It is better to stop him than to let him keep going, and I don't say that
Beyond redemption and extermination is warranted.
I think in this case, you put down a rabid dog before they hurt other people.
Oh yeah.
I did my best to break through to him, and it didn't work. Maybe someone else can, but whatever he's planning, it has been a long time in the works. He kept saying something about you were all ready or almost ready, and he was just waiting for you to come to him. Because some reason you were important to his plan. But in his words, you were all a bunch of cowards, and whoever was pulling your strings wasn't letting you fulfill your true destiny. And he doesn't want you to die, because then he has to wait for new people to arrive. But he can't really specify what makes you different. He said that I was once a candidate, but that's why he first.
What?
It's not like he was that open about his mad scheme to destroy the world. But if you just remember that I'm always watching over you, or Paylor is watching over you, but he does have some work for me, and I'm afraid it's time for you to wake up.
Does Zahara know?
Zahara knows. I've checked in on Zahara too. She's happy. She's doing what she loves to do.
That's good.
I'll check in on you when I can. But I probably won't stop in quite like this because I hate to bring this much pain. But Paylor is always watching over you. And don't be in a rush to come find me out here. You've got a whole life ahead of you, and time is not exactly a linear thing where I am. So you have to wait a long time, but for me, I know we'll be together again. So take your time getting, take the scenic route to come home. And with that, you wake up. I hope you find a little more peace when you wake up, but so we will jump over to Trilak now, because you also had something interesting to do this week.
Did I, though?
I mean, if you want to not do that, that's fine, but I thought it was interesting, and now everybody wonders what we're talking about.
Yeah, let's try it.
Okay. Because again, I sort of looked up all the details and I rolled out everything, so we're just doing this cinematically at the moment.
All right, yeah.
All right. So I think you would wait till the cover of a stormy night.
Yes.
And you go out to the harbor on the over in the, I'm forgetting the name of my own town, the Punk District, where a certain pirate ship has been docked for a little while. And go ahead and tell us what you do.
Well, I keep out of sight for the most part as best as I can. And from a distance, I cast Control Water and decide to basically wreak havoc on the boat, thrashing it side to side, putting it into a whirlpool, making it so their day is very rough.
So you create a decent-sized whirlpool out in the docks. That ship and the two next to it are trashed. There's no loss of life because it happens, like most of the crew's on leave. There's a skeleton crew watching things. So people get off, but you wreck 3 ships and a good chunk of the dock. And you do hear, in the wind, you hear a chuckling sound. But there's no one around you. No one saw you. And that night, when you go to sleep, you have a dream of your own. You're sitting at a campfire, and across from you is a withered, gnarled, wolfkin woman. She's wearing a cloak that's pulled over so you can't really see much of her face. But she kind of tilts her head up at you and says, and she's saying this in your native tongue. I don't think we ever really established what that was, but this is in the old language, I guess you'd say.
Mm-hmm.
So, at long last, another has bared his fangs. I thought that I was lost to you all.
Who are you?
One forgotten and buried, but not quite dead yet. Can you not hear my name, child? And all you hear is the roar of wind. And it's strong enough that it actually puts out the fire, and the dream ends and you wake up. But there is a new holy symbol on your table, and the symbol on it translates to the howling winds. And if you choose, you can now become a cleric of the howling wind.
Oh, shit.
It won't
Can I see what
mechanically.
it
It doesn't
entails?
change anything because you're still, a storm-based cleric, a tempest cleric.
Yeah. Whew. Yeah. I'll convert over.
Okay. One other change I was going to make, and I'll let you decide if you actually do this. Your icon, your item, the Heart of the Healer, it can become the. Oh, I thought I had built this in. I was going to change it over to the Eye of the Storm, but I guess I didn't make that item yet. Basically, it would work the same way, but instead of doing healing spells, it will work on weather-based spells.
So, for instance,
we'll have to make the proper changes, but yeah. Like instead of a level 1 healing word or whatever, you could use it to cast Fog Cloud, and at its strongest level, whatever a level 3 spell is.
Call Lightning, Sleet Storm.
Yeah. Instead of having access to, more healing spells, you have access to more weather magic. Oh, here it is. Let me make it available to you. I found where I put it.
So exciting.
There it is. Okay. It should be... I'll drop it in the handouts, but it's in the... let me try to drop it. Okay, it should be under handouts now, under Eye of the Storm. I'll put it under items a little later, but you can take a look at it. So when you convert to a cleric of the Howling Winds, the Heart of the Healer also transforms into the Eye of the Storm.
That's so cool.
Okay. And last up was Michael, who I think is finally able to join us. Even if he doesn't have Is your camera working? Do I need to reset?
My cam is on.
Okay.
I can see Danny. I can see Rihanna. And I just can't see you. For some reason, your connection and mine are quite slow when it comes to connecting video. I can see you now.
Yeah. For whatever reason, I have to reconnect to make your camera work. Okay.
I had to reconnect about 3 times before Michael showed up for me.
Yeah. Okay, so what was Michael doing during his week off?
Well, he was up to things.
Okay, you did buy that one item that I will let you describe if you remember what it is.
The Adamantine Lockpicks.
Yes.
Yeah. Rihanna just randomly finds that in her room one night.
And what those will do for you mechanically is they will give you advantage to anything you try to use a Thieves' Tool set to accomplish. They are also unbreakable, so even if you critically fail, they won't snap on you.
Sweetness.
But you have to really fail to, critically fail with advantage.
Yeah.
It's happened to me.
So...
Yes, it happens, so...
Let's see here. There was... Oh, yeah, I also got back the daggers.
Yes.
And the book. And the box. And I'm trying to...
Gary, don't give me that look.
back.
He rolled to find them.
I actually rolled really, really high to find them.
So you went back to that manor to get them?
Mm-hmm. He's reclaimed them.
Okay.
And just, again, what did you finally choose to do with them?
I've actually... Michael just wanders into the temple district and he puts them down where the Temple of Bahamut used to be. And then he sits down. And then he just gently pushes them away from himself and he goes, I'm not the kind of person just trust on blindly anymore and to do things by reacting. I've looked over one of the names, followed the person. I can't see what this says. I can't do what it's asking because I cannot rightly sit with myself what it's asking me to do because I cannot find fault here. And I can't do that. I can't just react anymore.
And with those words and pushing the act of pushing the daggers away from you, the sounds of the city cut off. The wind, the gentle wind that was blowing, everything stops. And when you look up, everyone's frozen. And you see one man walk out of the crowd, and he's just a normal looking human. He just says, "You are such a disappointment." And after that amazing display of trickery, getting an entire temple slaughtered from one word, not even spoken, that I had such high hopes for you.
I am not yours to play with.
Everyone is mine to play with. Don't get all high and mighty because you grew a conscience all of a sudden.
No.
You really?
No. I fully expect that right now you could kill me with just a blink of your eye. But this is me actually saying, not on this game. Not with these rules. You want to play? Go find somebody else. I did that by a mistake. I did that without realizing the consequences of my own actions. I now know it. So if you want to use somebody in order to create an entire vestibule of chaos, go for it. That's up to them. They can dedicate themselves to you. I'm not. I'm stepping back from this, and I'm going to actually vindicate myself in my own way. If that puts me at odds with you, so be it. But the next time that we meet, it's not going to be as friends. It's not going to be as you telling me that I could have had so much potential in your plan. It's either going to be as equals, or it's going to be because either one of us is going.
You cut off on that last sentence. I heard everything up to equals.
It's either going to be as equals, or because one of the two of us is going to be dying. Because even a god dies.
You redeemed yourself with that one line, you pathetic little mortal. Rules. You think there are any plans? You think the gods care for you? You are right, though. They can die. They need you. You don't need them. And the sooner you realize that, the sooner you might decide to come track me down again. I'm not going to waste my time killing you. That old platinum bastard's going to do it himself. I'm just going to sit back and enjoy your downfall, because you could have maybe bartered with me to get a little bit of protection. He doesn't forgive. I just enjoy the show.
And I'm the one who's wronged him, and it's only him who can do that, who can either forgive me or destroy me. But those people, they demand actually something in equal for what's happened to them. And you stepping in just to create more chaos out of the situation for your own benefit, that's something you can do on any other time. I'm just the one saying, I don't really want to do that.
But it's more fun now when you have him weakened, even the slightest little bit. You know how to actually kill a god? I'm going to tell you. There are, of course, the legends of the mortals who have gone off and slain a god. But no, the real way you do it is you starve them. Take away their faith, their worship, what they need, and they will wither and die.
So I guess by being diametrically opposed to you, that automatically makes me diametrically opposed to Victor as well, doesn't it?
You don't even know who I am. Don't go and get all full of yourself and think you can deal with me. even if you manage to kill off every worshiper of every god, it will take them centuries beyond even the longest lifespan of anything walking this plane to die. You can't. There's momentum to these things. It took them centuries, eons, to become what they are.
I like how you're giving me a lot of information.
Kill them.
I like how you're giving me a lot of information here.
It's nothing that you couldn't find out on your own. I do have to play by certain rules if I don't want to have them all come down upon me. The game's no fun if there's not at least some semblance of guidelines. I just like to bend them until someone else breaks. And you are so close to breaking. And then he's gone and people are walking again as if nothing ever happened.
And Michael just gets up, walks away, shaking his head. Why are they all like this? Why do they all have to play against each other and not get along? It's like infinity is the sandbox, but every single one wants to piss in the corner.
Rather than have him explain it, I'm just going to say, take a look at all the people around you who can't get along.
Nope. Michael just gets this. Michael just says this because it doesn't matter. It's a cross-planier of existence for him. It's just like, I don't get the reasoning. Doesn't matter if it's a bacteria all the way up to a god. Why does everybody have to be pissing in the same corner trying to take over the sandbox?
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like a whole bunch of deities are seeing this as a potential fulcrum. Anyway, Danny, you said you had one more thing you wanted to do.
Yes.
Okay. This is the one thing I didn't already have figured out, so...
Well, I was actually reading back, and I was like, oh yeah, we talked about that. Mm-hmm. I wanted to go hop in and see...
the Countess.
I can't say her fucking name. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, she was in town before I left.
Yeah, she is there. She just hasn't made a public appearance.
Right. Ow! Sorry. Yeah, I wanted to go see her real quick.
Okay. You're going to need to start this conversation off because you're the one that knows what you wanted from it.
Oh. Hold on.
It's really hard for me to play characters when I don't know what the scene is.
But I'll just wait till I'm let in and just say, been a while.
That it has. You have grown. I'm told that you've even been out doing stupid things like fighting monsters in the street. Without me, I would have loved to have watched that.
If I took you with me, my brother would kill me. Permanently this time, I think.
It's not like I haven't forced your hand once or twice before to get what I wanted. Did you bring me a cake?
No, but I know some people who would be happy to bring you one.
Well, she waves her hand and says, oh, I can always get somebody to run and do it. I just like to make you run and do it. It's fun.
Fortunately, I'm not on duty right now.
I know. I asked about that, and they said that you were doing other things. I miss having my handsome young guard to escort me to all the best places he didn't want to go.
What was the first place you had? The
theater, that delightful little bakery.
It's grown now. I have some friends who invested.
Oh, good. It'll be that much easier to get them to bake my wedding cake. She looks over. It's like, remind me to have you go and set that up.
Tell them Mr. Trevor sent you. The girls will love you.
Oh, it has been too long. I've missed this city.
This had some interesting times.
From I've heard, I'm still trying to catch up on everything, and
well, there was a thing murdering people, but we took care of that. That's probably the most interesting thing aside from Victor finally going crazy, but that was kind of predictable.
I can say I'm glad I never had to meet him.
Yeah, he's creepy.
And Michael, yes, this is who you think it is.
Susan is shit.
I just haven't said her name.
You know, in a way, Victor kind of reminded me of my ex's dad.
All-powerful megalomaniac?
I mean, just creepy. And really didn't like me.
Now, how could someone not like you? I mean, then she starts, like, oh, there was that one time when you insulted that guy, and then the other time you insulted that guy.
Okay, that one deserved it.
And then his three friends who didn't take it well when you started beating him up.
He threw the first punch, and I was protecting you. I think that was the first time somebody broke my nose.
I'm pretty sure I had nothing to do with any of that, outside of the laughing.
Well, as far as Randolph knows, I was protecting you.
Of course.
Not in here, is he?
No, everyone in here knows how to keep a secret.
I hope so.
So you're heading off again?
Yep. King Wilson, sorry, has my friends and I given us an assignment, sort of. Between you and me, I'm kind of happy to get out of the city.
Well, I know a change of pace helps, but don't go and get yourself killed. After all, I'm going to need an honor guard.
Wait, what?
I'm going to need an honor guard one day. And if you get killed, well, I don't think that your brother would like it if I tried to get someone to bring you back as a zombie just to follow me around again. And it wouldn't really be the same if you couldn't talk back.
I fully believe you would do that, and that's kind of terrifying.
Oh, no. Yeah, like I said, it's no fun if I can't actually tease you.
True. Well, I mean, these guys are good. Randolph's Knights are, talented. Not as funny or good looking as me, but...
A legend in your own mind.
Gotta do something with my time.
Pete, before you go, do you want to do your announcement?
Yes.
Okay.
Thanks to a generous contributor, Visarius went out and bought a crystal ball.
Ooh.
And all the components necessary to do a little scrying.
Ooh.
So he found the whereabouts of Azir. He couldn't locate Victor, but he knows not the exact location where Azir's at, but he assumes that where there's one, there's the other. It's close by, so.
Fun.
All right. So you had to step away for a little bit. We'll go ahead and just keep things going because I can't put the whole thing on hold after an hour. 2 hours maybe.
No. Just keep it going. I'll catch up when I get back.
All right.
Bye.
Oh, I'm leaving at 3:05, so I still have 8 minutes.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
In that case, unless, Danny, you had more conversation with Angela?
No, we'll just sit and bullshit before I have to leave.
Yeah, because she does like to just talk about the old days.
We're besties.
Okay. Well, in that case, we can go on to the main thing I had lined up, where one night you're all out at a bar, a nice tavern, possibly celebrating somebody's birthday. I don't know if y'all wanted to do that or not. because it, anyway, and some of you will recognize this female half-orc that walks up to the table, kind of glances at everybody, says, "Yep, that's them," and she turns and walks away. Behind her was, let me see if I can find his race, because I'm trying to remember him. Yes, a gnome. A somewhat bewildered-looking gnome. It's like, she's an excellent artificer, but she has terrible people skills. I honestly think she should have the goblin guy do all the talking for her. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Anixi Sepharis. I am a bit of a cartophile. I collect maps, treasure maps to be precise, and I was looking for someone who could help me try to fill in. Let me just paste his name for you, because, as always, I'm doing my best to pronounce something. I've come across a map that could lead to something truly amazing, and I could use some talented adventurers to help me fill in the blank spots on the map, so to speak.
Interesting.
Is
That's
that
pretty
the
much
cat
Michael.
purring?
No,
Can you
that's
hear
Michael
that?
excited. Yeah.
Sorry.
Like,
I
what
heard
the
it too.
hell?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was anyway.
Sorry.
That was Michael pretty much vibrating it with excitement about the fact that adventure.
Yes.
Good lord.
And he will go on to explain that he has a collection of notes and the initial map of the early stages of the once great inventor known as Kowalish. Was that how we were pronouncing his name?
Yes.
Koala?
Kowalish.
Kowalish. He's now only known for making one item, but apparently once upon a time he was on track to become a great artificer until he vanished from the world. And I have what I believe to be the expedition notes for his last trip. And I would like for you to follow up on this and see if you can find anything about him. I will. I can get you the supplies to begin the trip, but I believe that you will find great treasure. And all I ask is that you bring along one of my assistants, someone who will not get in your way. I promise. His job will just be to keep the map safe, and he actually has some experience in the region, so he can be of some use to you in that. And all I ask is that just not for any of the treasure you find, that you can keep all that. I just want to hear about it. Any notes that you find, anything that like that, you can share with me to find out what happened to this expedition.
That's all you want. You just want to know what happened.
Well, if you could, help fill in the map. But the person I send along will also be helping to map it out. I collect treasure maps, and if
Yes, but if you're collecting a treasure map, why do you not want any of the treasure?
well, any notes and journals, things that can help me to maybe that I could sell to artificers. I don't really adventure. I tried it once; it didn't end well. Someone dropped a bag of holding into a portable hole, and his eyes get a little bit distant, and you can almost hear the screams that are replaying in his mind. And
Hey,
he's
up here.
yeah. Oh, sorry. So yeah, I don't really adventure anymore. I've done quite well for myself, so I don't need the gold and the treasure. I'm more interested in the information and the notes, the maps, the documents that you might find.
I would like to roll an insight check because I'm like, it just seems weird that he just walked up to us and is offering us.
Well, he did
something.
He well explained that he was originally talking to Tink because he's has somebody looking, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I know this group. They've they killed a troll. Surely there's
got it.
You come recommended."
Okay, sorry. I must have missed that little tidbit of information.
That's when Tink walked up and said, "Yep, that's them," and walked away.
Gotcha. Oh, we're losing people. Oh, you're back.
So let me get this
straight.
I
was trying
you want us to leave the city? Okay, let's go.
It sounds like interesting. Can we get this all legitimate?
Get what?
Can we get everything legitimate in paper?
Well,
I agree.
Oh, sorry, that was something I forgot to bring up to you guys. One of the rewards you've received for killing the troll is you've all received a badge or that signifies you for at least the next 3 months as trusted adventurers within the realm. You are permitted to travel to any major city without having to pay the taxes associated with leaving. They still search you for contraband, but you're capable of going out and adventuring, and as long as you stay within good standing within the kingdom, that time will be expanded beyond 3 months. But
cool.
But yeah, Anexi is a gnome, so he has the proper paperwork that he just pulls out of a bag, and he's like, of course, contracts. We always need contracts, and so again, it's basically saying that he will send along one hireling, someone who should be valuable to you, but will not be a hindrance should any violence take place. All he requests in return is, notes and documentation you might find about the expedition. Like if you find blueprints for a device, he would like a copy of them, but he's not worried about the tangible items. He cares about the notes and the knowledge.
That makes sense.
That's fair.
So where is this place?
And he starts going through his notes, and let me see if I can bring up the area map. Maybe I dropped it off. Okay, I don't really have the world map on here anymore, do I?
Mm-hmm.
It is on this continent, but it apparently went by a different name once upon a time. Humans, their short lives, no offense intended, come in and, rename large portions. No, I don't have the continent map on here. Anyway, it's now known as the Rookhelm Mountains, but from what I can tell, a few hundred, maybe 1,000 years ago, it went by the name of the Barrier Peaks. It is a rather chilly mountain range. I suppose most mountains are chilly by nature, but it seems that Kowalish was leading a group in search of some great discovery, and they never returned.
That's one of my uncle's hunting grounds. I don't know, I've lost track over the years. Cool. Mountains, treasure, danger. Why not?
Sounds like our every Tuesday kind of thing. So sure.
It's out of the city.
Let's just get a couple gods involved, and an entire amount of kegs, and possibly a couple half orcs, and quite a few goblin kings, and let's do this.
He kind of gives you a little bit of a look at that, and it's like,
do goblins have kings? Are they a monarchy?
No, there's an entire pirate confederacy just off the coast. Just don't really question.
Actually, I did hear about one goblin who was calling herself the Duchess. I guess it just depends on the group. and how they choose to identify themselves.
Do they even know what a duchess is?
I'll lean over to Nexie and kind of whisper, "Don't mind my friend over there. He's a little touched in the head right now."
Is it safe to send him along? I don't want him to endanger you.
No, he'll be fine. No, he's great in a battle. It just he's kind of woo.
Okay.
Probably a little drunk.
Yeah, that too. We've been there a while.
Well, I guess I should start. We should discuss which hireling I would send along. I do have a few people in my employ. I would, and I'm going to butcher this name, so I'm going to try to post it.
It's your own name.
I didn't name. This comes from a module. This is
Tenmir?
Tenmir?
Yeah, we're going to call him
I'd say
Tenmir.
I was going to say, yeah.
This comes from an official, anything you find, all the new gadgets you find, they are official from the game. This is Wizards of the Coast, and that's why I can't pronounce anything.
Or you could put like a thingy in between the C and T, and it would be like a Tenmir.
Yeah. Anyway, so he said, I would offer to send along Tenmir because he was actually alive and worked in that region, and he knows it very well. I say was alive because, well, he's a vampire. Don't worry, he's contained inside of a coffin. I won't recommend letting him out, but he can perceive through the coffin, so he can see things, he can converse with you, he can tell you anything that he recognizes.
So we have to lug around a coffin with a vampire?
No, you don't have to lug it around. I have rigged an apparatus. It actually it's a makeshift apparatus of Kowalish. It will walk. It will carry him around, and he is well contained. He's doing penance for his time being evil. And he's on loan to me for services such as this.
I can just see it. Randall finds out about this. Head.
Have you no one else you could send with us that wouldn't be as dangerous or as much of an inconvenience?
Well, the reason I offer to send him is because the coffin and the apparatus are very sturdy, and should violence break out, I could send along someone else, but he would be the one who he has the most knowledge of the area, and he is less likely to get injured. And as such, less likely to fall in battle because everyone else is very much mortal. But I do have a few others I can send along. He starts flipping through notes. I see. I have a bard who is also a bit of a cartographer, and he can help to fill in the maps along the way. His name is Garrett. I have recently come into contact with a Modron who is, I'm not exactly sure how he got to this plane, but he's here, and he's actually quite interested in Kowalsh also. We've taken to calling him Gearbox. And finally, I have a young woman in my employ, a Mary Graymalkin. She seems to be a magical sword and could be of some use, but again, they are less capable in battle than what you might be, from what I understand.
Right. Is this girl of the College of the College of Bards of Scholarly Ambitions and blah 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 blah, really really long-winded guy who likes to talk about everything that he's done, but at the same time actually does nothing at all?
So Michael,
are you talking about yourself?
He kind of gives a little bit of a look at all of that, and he says, actually, he's more of an artist and likes to draw things.
I vote vampire.
I vote vampire. This is the same girl. We're gonna have
a vampire.
Garrett. He's a tiefling, but like I said, they all have something they can bring that is useful to you. But I'm just afraid that their skills might not match up to your own. And
question.
Sure.
The vampire dude? If we are under attack, how is he supposed to help us if he is contained within a coffin?
He can't really help you fight, but he won't be likely to get hurt. The device is very sturdy, and I don't know how much help the others would be, but they are much more vulnerable to, say, getting shot with an arrow than he is.
Okay. Trevor, I think this is all a horrible idea, but if you think of vampires are safest and best bet, I'm going to trust your judgment in this, because you're the military man.
You can bring any of them, and he will give you more information on the others if you like.
Can we take 2?
Yeah. It can be arranged that you can bring 2 along. Who else would you want?
Well, I mean, if we take the guy who... we're losing people again.
Mary and Tamir tend to get along. She might be a good one to help keep him from bothering you on the trip.
And it might be good to have another person with a little bit more, magic-y.
Mm-hmm.
I've had way too many tankards today.
My dog is barking.
Okay. So yeah, she can tag along also. She does have some other skills.
Anybody else have any input?
I think the rest are gone.
Oh. Where'd they go?
I'm contemplating whether the vampire is something that should keep on unliving.
Well, he would. If you ask him that, he will say that. First off, I'm going to try to see if I can find here who put him in there. It was the Emerald Enclave that actually captured him, and I designed this device to carry his iron coffin.
Well, you said he was seeking penance too. Is that him willingly?
Willingly is a strong word. He will.
Okay, so
he
don't
will
accidentally release him. Got
he
it.
will assist in hopes that he can be released. I am not the one that chooses the day that he has fulfilled his duties. The Emerald Enclave will be the one to assess that. But he's, like I said, he knows that region from personal experience. But if you wanted to fight with him, and if you, for example, wanted to decide that the undead or something that should be destroyed, you would have to open the coffin to get to him, and I don't recommend that.
I would prefer not to help assist the vampire getting an early parole.
I would certainly agree
that's
with that.
That's not our call, but one, we would have somebody who knows the area, which might make our job and lives a little easier. And if we bring along the other one, he's got a temporary babysitter.
And his coffin can move at 30 feet per round. It has a very low climbing speed, but that's because it's like 3 legs and a couple of arms holding this thing. In fact, let me try to get the picture something where I can just, send it to you. But please continue.
Vampire, bitey, killy.
He's locked in a coffin, as long as we don't try to open it for whatever asinine reason.
You also do not want Geralt, because he will just want to stop every 5 minutes and paint anything, and he will hit on anything with 2 legs and a pulse.
I thought that was a bard thing.
Have you actually ever known me to hit on anybody?
Well, no, because you're kind of pining over somebody, and
I'm going to put this into Discord chat because it's easier than copying everything over to Roll20, but that's what this coffin looks like.
Can you not bite me?
It's
Sorry.
like,
See, that's why we don't take the vampire.
That's like really cool looking.
Actually, this was the bard's name. Your description of Garrett sounds like maybe you have known him, but I promise you, he's a trustworthy individual in his own right.
No, I do trust him. About as far as the nearest brothel to be able to find him.
About 2 streets that way.
How do you just know that by just random happenstance memory?
He controls the streets, Michael. He works on the streets. How would he not know what the next profile
He works the street.
Hey,
I'm going to look at Michael and say, are you afraid he's going to sleep with you?
No. No.
okay, I vote
Anything.
vampire and babysitter.
I'm if anything, been there, done that, never doing it again. I don't want to have the headache nor the entire ear ache. Oh God, the ear.
Now this just got weird.
Everybody's
I don't
giving you a
want to
weird
know.
look for that one.
I don't know.
Don't worry, Michael. I'll protect you from him. I'm sure I can keep him occupied.
Yeah, no, we're not bringing him.
Ow! Hey. Sorry, am I not paying attention to you?
Ouch.
So,
I'm going to look at the gnome and say, do you have anything that's living that doesn't talk a lot?
If only that was very, very true. But a lot of things talk a lot. I'll look over Michael.
give me a minute. I'm trying to double check what Gearbox's personality is. He is a Modron, and he's a nice fellow.
What is a Modron?
They are mechanical
Imagine-
beings from another plane, like a plane of clockwork precision, and they normally
it.
work as like a hive unit. This one is an individual, and he. So that's all. That's a little bit odd. Sometimes they wind up here and they get separated from their hive, and they develop their own personalities.
I say we just take the bard as the babysitter.
But then we have to babysit the babysitter.
Mary Graymalkin is a warlock, actually.
Ooh.
Another person with magic.
Well, she's not like an evil made a pact with devils warlock. It's she's tried to explain it to me
I take
before.
offense to that comment.
No offense intended. I've met people of all persuasions. I work with a vampire after all, but she made a pact with her ancestor spirits. I'm less familiar with that. Magic is not exactly my personal strong suit, but
Okay, guys, let's
but I
speak
will
the vampire.
happily-
We don't need a babysitter.
Okay.
We're good. Honestly, the more people we take with us, the more it slows us down, and the more of a headache it becomes. And yeah,
And he doesn't eat into your rations.
does he eat it all?
Well,
Just us.
he kind of gives a little bit of a knowing look at that one. You don't need to put anything. You don't need to open his coffin for any reason, unless, of course, for some reason, you decide it's necessary to release him. He can fight outside of his coffin, but the coffin protects him from daylight. So, if you want to keep him around, don't open it at noon.
Okay.
But out of game talk, he is the strongest of them, but he's contained inside of a box. So if you want him to fight on your side, you have to open the box. But he's the vampire is the strongest of them. The rest of them are like a 2, which means that they might be equal to, say, around a 5th or 6th level character.
But we still have my bands of the giant strength, right? Not the ones that I'm currently wearing, but the other ones, the ones that brought me up to a level to a 12.
I mean, I guess, unless you sold them.
No, I didn't. I think I just put them somewhere and then wrote them off of my sheet because we were waiting to see what could be done with.
Okay, so
yeah,
you guys
they
can
were
pick
like-
two,
they were like-
up to 2 people to bring along with you. Just know, like I said, they don't exactly match you guys in a fight. So I would have them hang back to avoid, But if you bring somebody, they're fair game. they have their own capabilities, but just
Guys, no, I'm going to put it to a vote. I think it should be a consensus. Do we need one? Do we need two?
One.
Okay.
One.
okay. Which one?
So the vampire or Mary
Vampire.
or... Okay. Trevor,
I
you
vote anything living.
Does that count a Modron? Because they're mechanical, they still seem to be living entities.
And technically, a vampire is living in that it does sort of fulfill a spiritually nebulous area of being a predator. But
Rihanna just
Gearbox
puts her
is,
hand
like I
over
said, a
Michael's
nice enough fellow.
Like I said, Rihanna just puts her mouth over Michael's mouth.
Her mouth on Michael's mouth?
Her hand over his mouth. Well, whatever works, okay? Gosh.
He's going through his notes, and like I said, I'll tell you as much as I can about the different people if you want.
I'm okay with the vampire.
Okay.
Tarek, I know you don't like the idea of the vampire. Honestly, he's the one who knows the area the best. I feel like, I mean, and if we decide there's something hinky going on, we just open the coffin in daylight and dispatch him. No big deal.
Can we get that in writing?
Again,
If we return without the vampire,
as his
that,
apparatus will be keeping all the maps safe, I would rather you not dispatch him. But I understand this is a dangerous mission, and that's why I am a little more hesitant to send the others along, because, again, they are more fragile and less likely
Alright,
to...
let's take the vampire.
Okay.
I never thought I'd say that in my life. And there's a lot of things that I've said in the past few years that I never thought I'd say either, but there we go.
Okay, so Tamir?
Sure.
All right.
Tenmir? Okay.
Okay. So like I said, he will help to get you guys, a couple of weeks worth of rations, because it is a long trip to the foothills. But like I said, you do have Tamir along, who can, if you're going to take the cart, he can climb up into the cart, but like I said, it's still going to be, it's still going to be a long trip to get to the foothills. If
Yes.
you guys want to talk about anything on the way, or we can go straight there.
I say we just get there. Personally, it's my vote.
Okay.
Hey, Andy. Sorry. I'm gonna either buy or rent a horse, however that works.
Well, the group has that mechanical horse that pulls the cart.
Right, but I didn't want to be on the cart.
Okay. In that case, we'll say for, I think I said it was like 25 gold, you could rent a horse that you can, stable at whatever town.
Okay.
All right. There's also, if you guys want to try to pick up any rumors before you head out.
Any what?
Rumors about the area.
Oh.
I'm trying to see here. Because I figure you guys would probably head out the next day, so I'll let you guys make a roll if you want to try to pick up any of the rumors that people know about the area.
Is that a persuasion or
yes,
performance?
that is a persuasion roll, and I'll let one from every person who wants to try.
Oh, dear.
Jesus.
31.
Nah.
Damn. You have a plus 11 to persuasion?
Bard.
Expertise plus when we leveled up to level 9, plus the fact that it's his charisma is just that high.
Okay.
Michael doesn't talk while the people.
I'm going to give you guys 4 of the room. Yeah, he can talk. He just can't talk well.
8.
Okay, I'm going to give you guys 4 rumors. Okay, so the first one is a monastery is hidden somewhere in the Barrier Peaks. Though its followers care little for piety, criminals they are, using the peaks as a secure hideout. It's said that markings carved into the mountain have been left by these criminals to help point the way to their lair. All right. Next rumor is another one says Kowalish did not perish on his expedition. He alone survived, taking shelter in some complex he found in the peaks.
Okay.
Most folks know of Kowalsh's most famous realized design, the apparatus that bears his name, but sages and arcanists know of other designs he drafted, including one for a mechanical container that could be used to keep a brain alive long after the creature's death. Yes, that's 3. Number 4. And we'll probably do a roll for Sirius because I think he would still try. Okay. Qualsh never existed. The inventor who went by that name was really a construct created by Ioun to walk among mortals to study our ways. If you want to find Kowalsh's construct, you need to first find a temple to Ioun.
Okay.
And Viserius rolled high enough that I don't think he has a -3 to his charisma, so I'll give you one more. Let's see what it is. I've already given you that one. Let me do a different one. Again. All right, let me just pick one at random. Okay. The way to reach Daun Glaun isn't through any pass in the peaks. You'll need to access the right combination of controls on the machine of Loom the Mad, and only then will a portal to the city open.
Okay, wait a minute. Access the what?
Let me just read it again. The way to reach Daun Glaun, I'll post that name in a second, isn't through any pass in the peaks. You'll need to access the right combination of controls on the machine of Loom the Mad, and only then will the portal to the city open.
Okay. And why would we need to go to this city?
It is a city that rumor says is inside the Barrier Peaks, or now the Rookhelm Mountains.
Rookhelm Mountains, okay.
So, a few of them mentioned it, but that was the one the rumor that you're getting.
Okay. Wow. All right.
Okay. So, whenever P gets back, we'll just recap him on the break, so that I don't have
He's
to...
back.
Oh, cool.
Give me your fistball.
Oh, yeah, you just got back. All right, well, we'll catch you up on everything that you missed, which is basically you're going on a mission to the mountains.
All right, cool.
I'm going on an adventure.
And you,
Sorry.
I did a roll for you. You got to pick up on some of the rumors that everybody got, and you can get those from everybody.
Kyle pretty well summarized them quite well.
Okay, I just saw that. Okay, so here's the part that you will find interesting. You're bringing a vampire along.
A what?
It's okay.
Exactly.
He's contained in a box.
Oh, okay.
But yes, he's your patron is sending along a hireling, and the group decided to bring along the vampire who is serving penance for his unlife of evil. It was him or a flesh and blood or a being who is a lot squishier. He's contained inside of an iron coffin that is very secure, and it will walk itself, and he can still perceive the world around him to help give you some guidance.
Okay.
All right. So
That sounds so much worse when it's put that way, but okay. Let's do it.
Yeah.
all right.
No biggie.
So you spend a couple of weeks, traveling on the road. Tamir won't have too much to offer until you get closer to the foothills and the mountains, but he has sworn to do his absolute best to see you there safely, to perform the duty that has been assigned to him. So, all right, and I was only half prepared to run this today, so I'm trying to double check notes on the go.
Well, maybe you
Don't
shouldn't
touch my
have
burrito.
nudged us that way if you.
Well, it was. This was the game I wanted to play, but until everybody like 12 hours ago said, like, "Oh yeah, I'm able to make it." So I'm trying. I don't have like all the maps and stuff brought in just yet because I've spent time with family too. So. Well, anyway, as you get closer to the foothills, let me see. Yeah, he's guiding you on the paths that he knows, because I'm going to say that you probably had to go ahead and put the cart and stuff behind because horses on mountains don't really work.
Yep.
So.
I would say we would have left it in the care of an innkeeper in the nearest town.
Yes, and we're going to just ignore whatever it costs because we're just going to make it simple.
Yay.
Well, it's not like they have to feed the horse; it's not alive.
Yeah, I mean, just for the purpose of keeping it stable. Anyway, yeah, it's safe and it'll be there if you come back. He swears he won't sell it for over a month, just to give you the proper amount of time to come back and claim it. But he likes you. Mm-hmm. He likes you maybe 3. He'll try to keep it for 3 months. Anyway, you are heading into the mountains which are dangerous.
I mean, my horse belongs to the city, so I don't care.
Yeah, I figure you left it at the stable, so
yeah.
Anyway, so you're walking through the mountains and everything now. You're getting close. Tamir is doing a good job. When they get closer to the foothills, he does tell you, this is as far as I know. The landscape has changed over the centuries. I will need to do a more exploration to guide us properly. That means that you need to let me out so I can look closer.
No, that doesn't.
Nice try.
I will say he's been
let's
very.
Wait till noon. We'll go ahead and crack that thing right open for you.
He's been very polite to you, this whole trip. He's been a nice enough
that's
fellow.
fine, but he's not getting out.
Oh, darling, I'm afraid that's not good.
Then this is just going to take longer, but he will start to move around, and he does guide you to a series of tunnels. To a tunnel. And he says, I believe this to be the way in, but I can't make promises once we go inside of here.
Can I do like an investigation or perception or something to look for
I'll take either of those.
Okay, because I was gonna say I'm looking for these supposed symbols or like markings that we heard the rumor of, just to see if I see anything.
Okay. Yeah, I think an investigation for that one will be a little bit better.
Okay.
But you can also make a perception. Okay, you do find a series of markings. The characters can. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, you find in these carvings that will guide you, and because of your pretty decent roll, this will, instead of getting lost for a couple of days, you'll be able to make it in a matter of hours, from the look of it.
Nice.
And I just got to find one of the appendixes because they can't put everything on one page. That would be, convenient for me. There it is.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, it would just be nice if, but everything's in a different spot. Okay, so you're able to.
So I saw the. Okay.
Yeah, you're, because it's a winding series of caverns. But like I said, the notes, the carvings that you find are doing a good job, and Tamir does seem to agree that this is the right path. And
that's good.
Okay, so along the way, what's your marching order? Let me just bring up like a blank map. I think I still keep a blank one, or I'm going to make a blank one.
Well, I would probably say that since I'm looking for the things, I would have to be near the front or even perhaps stealthing ahead. So,
okay, just yeah, I'm just going to. I can get this thing to move the marker right. Okay, just a quick blank one. All right, so you are closer to the front.
Yeah, I would say I probably am.
All right. Everybody go ahead and just put yourselves in marching order. I'll just draw some real quick lines for the caves that you're in. That seems good. Because as you're walking, a group, you see 6 people who come running out of the cave. They're running from this way. And they're running down. And they... yeah, they're running like okay. They're going to run into you, basically.
Okay.
And they seem to be being chased by a group of people, and I'm just going to pull up some random peoples here. And it says, oh, come here. Because I'm stacking everybody on top of each other.
Where's Trelak?
Okay, and we'll make him. Okay, so you see 6 people come running, and they do kind of, a little bit of they are startled to see you, but they just say, "Hurry, hurry! They're after us!" And they run around you, and then these 6 come following up.
Us? What does?
This next 6th group. These are the people that are chasing them. And they will just say something to the effect of, "Get out of our way, they're ours." And with that, roll initiative.
I'm so confused.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, let me try to say that again.
Well, no, I mean, it's just we were just there.
It just came out of nowhere.
Well, yeah. It is sort of a random encounter.
Okay.
So you're in a cave, and then all of a sudden you heard people running, and this is what you find. All right.
Okay.
Let me kind of get you guys.
Man, I miss having advantage on initiative.
I go away for 5 seconds.
Oh yeah, we wondered where you were. It's like, where the hell did Matt go?
We didn't pick this fight.
No, this one did stumble.
Just kind of came to us.
And for the record, it's not an actual fight yet. You don't have to, kill everybody you see. However,
you told us to roll initiative.
Because things still have to happen. Initiative is just, you can talk, but let's put it this way. If you don't stand aside right now, they're going to attack you.
Whoa. What gives you the authority to take those people, and who are they?
You want to have a conversation with them?
Oh, yeah, I want to know what the hell's going on before we just start fighting people.
Well, 6 scared people just came running, and then a group more angrier-looking people wearing robes with cowled hoods are following after them, saying that they belong to them.
Oh,
That's
okay, never mind.
creepy.
Then, yeah, just kill them all.
Okay, so it's going to be so you're going to stand and fight.
I'm just saying that's what I would do, but I'm not speaking for the whole group. People need to speak up if they disagree with me.
Again, you
What
have
kind of
this.
ropes they're wearing?
I don't know, just like dark robes.
Okay.
So again, it's
Soldiers.
it's get out of the way or fight, because if you want to get out of their way, move your character aside right now. Otherwise, they're hitting whoever's in their path. Probably. I say that, but then I with what they rolled.
We're missing Trilex's token.
Trilek is.
I'm on it.
Okay.
I'm on it.
Okay. So a couple of you are
Okay.
jumping aside. All right.
I
Rihanna.
have my shield, by the way, just
Okay.
so you know.
All right, Rihanna. What was your AC?
I don't know. I haven't fought for so long. I don't remember.
Okay.
Apparently 14.
Okay. Because you were in front, so that means this guy is. I'm going to say that because I did give you guys a chance to move. He is going to hit Trevor first. Your AC is not 15.
No, with my shield is 20.
Okay, then they do not hit you. The first 2 guys. Let me roll the third because I'm rolling these guys in batches. Nope, he missed. So these 3 all come up, but they are held at bay by Trevor. And that means it is now Trilak's turn.
Alrighty, let's look at these cards. Let's see what I can do.
I hope you had those.
Well, I was going to say if you're going by initiative order, we had 3 people with the same initiative.
Yeah, and I just sort of picked semi at random. Okay.
Never mind.
Well, if you're still getting your cards, then we're going to go to Tarek because I need people who are prepared.
I'm ready.
Yeah, go ahead. If you got your thing, go ahead.
I'm going to cast 4th level ice. Let me see where I can do it. It's 40-foot high cylinder. They have to make a dexterity throw, DC 16.
Do you have to have 45 feet because I think that the cave is like 30 feet tall. I know with some. I think with this one you don't. I'm thinking like when you got to call lightning. Okay. So how big was the area?
So I can put it about there and get them.
Okay.
all.
Okay. What do they need to roll for ice storm?
Dexterity saving throw. A DC. Oh, where is it? 16. Or take 2d8 bludgeoning damage and 4d6 cold damage.
Okay. DC 16, you said. One person will make that. So roll damage.
Okay, I do not have it in those yet because it is there. So it's 2d8 bludgeoning. Yeah, that's right. 2d8 bludgeoning. As much on a successful save.
Okay.
And it is an additional 4d6 cold.
Okay. Add that in.
Holy.
Okay.
Hello.
So that's a grand total of 28 damage.
Damn.
Okay.
Was that the call lightning you did?
No, that's ice storm.
Does the one who avoided it, does he take half damage?
Yes.
Okay. Let me get him pulled up. Oh, wait a minute. I was looking at the wrong group. Okay. You kill all but one. Like the leader is the only one still standing because those other guys were much weaker. But he still has taken a lot of damage. And then it is Michael's turn.
Oh, Jesus!
Oh, there it is.
Let me just
Quick
knock
question.
these guys off. Yes.
I saw Pete threw up a bunch of information on that ice storm spell. I'm assuming that the reason why Matt's character has it is not his class, but because of his pack?
Tempest clerics get more spells.
Okay,
Yes,
that's
it's a tempest.
yeah. That's I was just asking. I assumed
Yes.
that's curious.
He gets weather magic.
Got it. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, which is cool.
Trevor, it is now your turn. There's one guy left.
No, it's not. There's 2 people ahead of me.
All right. It was either you or Tarek. One of you two attack because there's only one guy left.
I mean, I can hit him, but
Somebody
I can
roll,
move
or I'm
forward.
going to
Yeah,
skip.
Oh my god.
I'm
to
just going to
attack.
stand my ground because it's too far away for me to do anything. So I'm just going to stand there.
Okay, Trevor,
unless shit
roll
hits the
something.
fan.
All right.
I thought Kyle said he was going to step up and take a swing, but yeah.
Okay.
He did.
I don't care.
All right. Anyway, yeah. Between the, all right, I'm going with. You both would have been before his next turn, so that was enough. That's enough to kill him. But we are going to have to get a little bit more coordinated because just because it's a random battle, you still got to be on the fly.
I didn't even. Never mind.
Anyway, he's dead now.
Okay, I'm going to investigate the bodies and see if I find anything of interest.
Michael's just going to look them over for anything valuable.
Well,
That's usually what I would do.
I mean, they had like the leader had a dagger, nothing particularly special. The rest of them had some scimitars. Again, just average gear, nothing magical.
Can I use Eldritch Sight to see if there's anything magical on them?
You can, but no, they did not possess anything magical. But when you're checking over their face, their bodies, you'll see that they don't have faces. Like it's like someone took their face off, much like a movie, which we will not go into detail on. This looks like it was very painful, but they all had it done. And,
Michael just kind of.
and the survivors will come up and start talking to you. It's like thank you. They were trying to bring us back into that place.
What place?
The monastery, the monastery of the distressed body. It's
Are they a cult?
Well, I suppose that's how they fashion themselves as more of an order, like not really. I guess cult. Yeah, cult sounds about right.
What the hell did we walk into?
Exactly what we were intending to.
I guess.
Seriously, after everything that we've been through, you actually have to ask that question still. We just walk into stuff that's currently happening. We have to fix it or make it worse.
Who the hell did I piss off that... Alright, well, at least it's not boring.
Okay. How did they get a hold of you to bring you up there?
And each of them has a slightly different story. Some of them were just travelers who got lost. Some of them were actually thieves who were seeking out the monastery because, it was known to be a refuge for thieves who were trying to avoid the law, and they just didn't really click with the head of the monastery.
So you're saying the monastery harbors criminals?
Yes. And they all fashioned themselves after their leader, and that means that they would have taken our faces off too if we hadn't ran when we did. Everyone in there is made to, you lose yourself to it.
How far?
What do they do with
how
their
much
faces
further
afterwards?
Different things. The leader wears a cloak made of them. No, I did not get these maps on. They'll tell you basically to run away. It's not worth it. Whatever you're looking for, it's not worth it. We're
looking for someone though.
Well, if they're part of if they follow the Grand Master, then there's not the person you once knew. Or if they are, it's not someone you if you want to join, that's fine. But we intend to leave. They'll offer you what help they can on their way out. They'll kind of give you a little bit more on the directions, but you were already on your way.
So essentially, just keep following these carvings.
They will give you a quick warning about the guardian, the gate guardian. They just say that there is a creature that watches over the monastery. Actually floats in a cavern, so you have to make a deal with the guardian if you want to get out. They were able to escape because they were on work detail, and they were out mining at the time. But
where were you mining at?
They basically just point up the path they ran from. They were out collecting material because the temple needs fuel to keep floating.
What is this fuel?
Whatever they can get to throw into the furnace at this point. They will tell you that
Are there others?
Yes, there are many others.
Just up ahead or in the monastery?
No, we were the only. They are in the monastery. We were the only ones in this particular group work detail.
Can you tell us approximately how many people reside in the monastery?
At least a couple dozen cultists. There's probably roughly 30 of them right now, and then there are. I'm trying to bring up the monastery information. There's the monks. Like I said, there's roughly 30 of them. And they are very much the people you just saw, but they are very impressed by the display of power that you used to eliminate them all. But the Grand Master is something far, far worse than what these people are. The Sphinx that guards the gate, it will ask you a riddle, or it will ask you to pay the toll.
Oh.
And there are others like us who did not become members of the order, but weren't allowed to leave. The temple itself, they say, it seems to be some kind of a ship from another dimension. No one knows how long it's been here. Only the Grand Master would know, and they did not speak to the Grand Master.
Did the Grand Master go by any other name?
No. But he is not human. They know that much.
Wait. It's a giant airship.
No.
Think more about planar transport.
Oh, what's happening?
Trevor,
it crashed here.
What?
Thousands of years ago, and now the cultists, the monks of the order, they are feeding whatever they can into the furnace to keep it powered so that it doesn't crash. Because
Trevor,
it can't fly, but it can hover.
What?
Can we steal the airship?
It doesn't fly.
And besides, how are we going to get it out of these caverns?
Well, there's a crater. Is in a crater, but
I was gonna say,
it
like,
won't
if
fly.
it came in, there has to be a hole it came out of.
The survivors are
think
now
it can.
asking if they can leave.
bye.
Tamir says, "If you don't need all of them, I haven't eaten in a
No.
while." There's
How
room
much
for
fuel
one more.
does
No.
monastery have left?
They don't really know. They're mining minerals like coal and whatever else, and they just feed that into the furnaces.
Okay.
So as long as there's a mountain and there are people to mine, it should be okay.
Let's go get Mohammed.
Okay. Well, the survivors are going to take off running.
Okay.
But because like I said, you found the pathways, I'm not going to give you any more random encounters. If you were stuck for days, I might have, but no, you're making it in hours. Tamir will take the lead if you want him to, but he's just as happy to follow along.
We'll put him up front.
Okay.
I'll walk
think?
with them.
Okay.
Michael will walk with him.
He's just
We'll
saying,
walk beside
next
him as well.
time you're going to kill someone, just throw them in the hatch and let me feed.
Wait, you have a hatch?
2 people can technically fit inside his coffin. He's a dwarf. He was a dwarf.
Oh.
I didn't know it was a dwarf.
A
yeah,
dwarven
his-
vampire.
Okay, when I say this thing is like a makeshift apparatus of Kowalsh, 2 people can fit inside this coffin. And it's a very strong... So if you're going through a region where the environment is not safe, technically 2 of you can fit inside of there.
No.
So he's just going to say, if you're just going to kill people, at least, throw me a blood bag.
I mean,
I was really hoping you were going to say throw me a bone.
Well, he was
I was
going
about
to, but
to
he
say that.
doesn't want the bone. He wants their
I
blood.
was going to say, well, take one of the dead guys laying here and shove him through the hatch here.
You're
No,
going to open the hatch?
Horrible idea. No.
Horrible.
I'm going to do everything in my power to prevent this from happening.
Brianna!
I'm going to say 2 of them could stop you before you open the hatch and throw them in.
Okay, wait. Is it like actually opening the lid of the thingy, or is it like a prison door?
I'm going to say that there is let's say it's a hatch that so about 5-foot hatch that you would crawl through, and you could, if you want to feed him, it's going to be like a turn valve to unlock it. He can't unlock it from his side. You actually have complete control over his apparatus. You tell it what to do, and it will obey your commands.
Okay, I thought when you said a hatch, I thought you were thinking something small he couldn't get out of, so I was just going to shove a body in there.
No.
Hey, never mind.
If you can shove a body in, he can get out.
Okay.
But he's
never
going to
mind.
say,
I'm not
I
worried
can
about
kill them just as effectively, and after I turn them, they'll tell you whatever you need to know. It's win-win.
Oh, yeah, as you create an army. I don't think so. Shut up and serve your
personal
penance.
vampire army?
He's just
No,
offering...
his personal.
I mean, we'll keep it on the list. We'll keep it, at like plan Z, but
All right, I'm going to also send...
maybe plan Q just in case.
at least you're being somewhat reasonable, he'll say. I'm going to drop another picture onto Roll20 because, not Roll20, into Discord, because this is a map of the monastery, and I am going with the numbered map because that doesn't give you anything, but it'll tell you, what the areas are. This is a little bit from what they've described to you of how the monastery looks. But as you are making your way, you will come across a sphinx, and some of you might have heard of a sphinx before. This one, I'm going to send a picture of her over as well, actually has mechanical parts in her.
Creepy.
So, the Gynosphinx appears to have suffered ancient injuries to its head, which have been healed and replaced by mechanical components. Both the creature's eyes are now glowing blue lenses, and its head is orbited by a number of spinning metallic devices. "Entreat with me," the Sphinx says, "if you wish to cross to the monastery. You do not appear entirely ignorant, and I look forward to adding whatever small knowledge you might possess to my collection." So,
And with that pause button.
Michael just seems awed by this thing. Like, whoa.
let's go ahead and take a break here, guys. Like I said, we kind of ran into all the action at once. So let's take 5, and then you can treat with the Sphinx.
Yay!
Man, I was just about to cast Fireball. I'm kidding.
All right, we're going to go on to break now, so I'm going to shut the mics down.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure.
All right. So you are here with the enhanced Gynosphinx, and it will ask you to either pay its toll, or you may ask it a riddle. And the way the riddle works is you're trying to stump me. You can ask me a real world event outside of the game, in which case I am permitted a real quick Google search to try to answer. I can't take 5 minutes on it. I'll give myself about a minute just to give me time to type it in. Or
can we ask you? I'm sorry.
You can ask me any question, or you can ask anything in game, in which case I will roll for its knowledge. Or
can we ask it a riddle?
Yes.
Sorry.
A riddle, something about the world. You ask it a question. If it can't answer, it'll let you pass for free. If it can answer, you have to pay double the toll.
I mean, Danny knows a few riddles.
Oh, do you want to know what its toll is?
That's what I was going to say. I was going to ask, what is the price of your toll?
Your intelligence. It will ask one of you to give up 1 intelligence point, or 2 of you to give up any 1 point of any other stat. It will add your knowledge to its own.
How about we go with the riddle?
If you wish.
I'm asking the group.
I mean, you can always, I'm really surprised you got. Oh wait, Viserys was going to fireball it. I was like, I'm waiting for the murder hobo side of this, and I was like, oh, we already did that a couple minutes ago.
I have a question for you, if it's okay with the group.
Is this going to be the riddle?
Just a question.
Okay.
Isn't that what you said? We could ask any question?
Yes.
It's that or the intelligence point.
If it can't answer your question, then it will summon the chariot to bring you into the monastery.
Or we confuse it with a riddle. Maybe. I don't know.
Yes, but you may ask any question.
I say
Really?
go for it, Random.
Okay. So, there's an ancient copper dragon that apparently is after me. Where in the world is this dragon?
It's going to need a little bit more information. You just said ancient dragon. There's several.
It's an ancient copper dragon.
Well, I will tell you what you remember on the curse is it is the 4th oldest dragon in the world. If you phrase it like that, it gives him or her enough information. You won't believe this. I rolled 2 nat 1s. And I was going to be prepared to answer that question, but I wanted to go by the rules, and it had a chance. It does not know the dragon of which you speak, and it will now summon the chariot for you.
Michael just looks at Raina. You have an ancient copper coming after you.
Oh, yeah. Did I not mention
It
that?
had advantage with a +7 to its intelligence, guys. Sorry.
We're being hunted by a dragon?
Where is this thing currently?
I don't know.
Why is it after you?
Remember when I came home naked?
Okay, that's...
You did something with a dragon naked?
It's not the first time that anybody's done anything with a dragon naked and really regretted it.
How do you think Dragonborn came about? Yeah. I'll explain later.
I kind of need this explained now while
You
we're
got
on
about
the chariot.
you got about 2 more minutes for the dock. The chariot arrives at the dock.
Welcome, babe.
Oh, okay. So that shield that I came home with. One of the things it did was random. Apparently, it took away the dragon's ability to fly or its wings. I don't remember the exact wording. And it can't gain the ability back unless it hunts down and kills me.
Okay, so are we talking about like permanent death, or does it actually mean that you have to have been died and then been brought back and you can be brought back afterwards?
Just says it has to kill me.
The thing says, if you're willing to pay the toll, I might be able to answer that for you.
I don't have the brains.
A pity. Would anyone else like to pay this price?
To know exactly where this dragon is?
Well, it's already had its chance to answer that, and it failed miserably.
Ow.
Anyway, a pulse of fire marks something igniting at the edge of the floating island, alongside its distant dock. Something detaches and floats smoothly over to you, a flying skiff piloted by a hooded figure.
Oh, look, it's Charon.
Not far
Don't
off.
fear the Reaper.
Not far off, but anyway, the Sphinx will bow to you and say, you may pass on to the monastery of the distressed body.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Okay, wait, out of character question. Why are we going again? That's where we have to go, right?
Yes, that's where all of the leads have told you to go.
Okay.
Again, this is stuff we skipped over on travel, but you're following, the remnants of a map.
Right.
And I guess if anybody
the sped up
wants,
stuff is just fucking with my head.
yeah, sorry, and that's what I thought was like. Oh, let's skip over all the travel because, again, unless I send a dragon after you, nothing challenges you that much. Okay, sorry. Yeah, I should have been better about that. You're following a map. Like I said, there are pieces of it missing. It's incomplete. I guess if you want to be trying to help fill it in, it would actually be very nice to gentleman I forget his name of already, Anesa. But the sensors on Tamir's coffin have also been collecting information that will help him fill in the maps. Anaxi, yes, thank you. And the map is leading you towards this monastery, which turns out to be a floating temple of some sort.
Yep.
Trevor,
But
can we keep it?
how are we going to get it out?
We study it?
I don't going to be here that long.
Viserius can figure out anything. It runs on magic. It's interdimensional.
It may not be magical.
Do you want to step onto the skiff when it arrives?
Oh, I already did.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Sorry, just double checking with him asking to keep this thing. Okay, it begins to bring you back
He's
over.
talking about the floating temple.
Yes, I know. But that's what I got confused at. Okay, so the hooded figure doesn't say a word. When you step on, the skiff begins to go back into the other direction. And that's where, like I said, the map that I sent over a moment ago, that's what it is. You can kind of go where you want inside of the temple or inside the monastery.
Michael offers the hooded figure a marshmallow.
He does not say anything or even respond to your he doesn't even acknowledge that you are there.
He holds up 2 copper pieces to him.
He continues to pilot his skiff.
So I'm assuming that we're coming in on the bottom edge.
Yes, you will be entering at 1.
Oh, okay. Well, see, it's so small on my screen that I can't see.
Yeah, I'll try and bring it over into Roll20 where we can make it larger. I just have to do the upload on the fly.
Oh.
If you click on it, and then click Show Original, when you click on it in Discord, it brings it into a web page, and you can write in.
That's what I just did. Thank you. Excuse me.
I'm going to try to bring it over here anyway, if it will let me. Maybe the file's too big, because I'm not paying to bring in bigger pictures anymore. Oh, there they are. All right, just took a while. So, all right. I'll move it behind you guys.
There we go.
And then I'll make it a map when I can.
Cool.
All right. So anyway, yes, this is the Monastery of the Distressed Soul. Michael, if you want to take a better look at the ferryman, the pilot, you can do a perception check. But otherwise, he does not. You suck today.
Hey! No, I have been exemplary for both sides of the coin. I have done incredibly well and really crap.
Yeah. Anyway, no, his hood is pulled down too far for you to see anything. Oh, Trevor, when you peek around underneath the hood, there's a skeleton face behind it.
And like that, I'm out.
Yeah. Not too dissimilar to the bodies you found, but this one is just pure bone.
Viserys would like to inspect the chariot itself.
Go ahead. I'll let you pick what kind of inspection you want to use on that. You'd mentioned, seeing if it was Arcana.
Yes.
Or if it was magic, so I thought if you want to use an Arcana, that's fine.
Ooh. Pardon me.
Okay, and add your D4 to that. Or I can roll a D4 right quick. Okay, so you got a 20. Okay,
nice.
This right here seems to be a fusion of technology and magic. It is very much what artificers will use when they're creating things. So it's something that you do understand quite well. And with that roll, you think that if needed, you could very possibly fly this thing yourself.
Interesting.
But and in fact, it is I've had trouble with this name. The pilot is technically a fiend, but he's not a devil or a demon. He's a Merlin Loth. His type are actually the ferryman of the River Sphinx, not the River Styx. And he's just doing his job here on the material plane. But he doesn't, as long as you offer him no violence, he does not respond to you in any way. He simply brings you to the dock and lets you get off. And let me kind of make this map a little bit bigger if I can, so we can see just a touch more. Okay. So you are now in section 1.
As we approach it and get closer to it, I would like to, roll perception to see what I see going on there.
Sure.
God. Sucks so bad.
There's so much to take in.
Shut up, Nick.
Whatever this building is, it actually seems like it's embedded inside of the stone. Nick, Tarek, you can make out people going about the temple or the monastery doing, various tasks. And you do, in fact, see someone who is waiting on the dock, apparently, to greet you all. There is a figure dressed in a hooded monk standing beside the dock. When you arrive, he does not lower his cowl, but he greets you rather warmly. Congratulations on finding us. The monastery of the distressed body remains ever open to new prospects. I am sure the Grand Master will find suitable use for your bodies or your minds. May I take you to him now?
I just look around at everybody like,
I look at the coffin.
Yeah, let's go.
Why not? There's nothing else really in life. Much.
So you
What?
okay? I mean, sure. You are welcome to wander the grounds if you want, but if you wish, he will take you straight to the Grand Master.
Can we wander the grounds a little bit just to look around?
He will say, "It makes no difference, really. All who come here find their way to the Grand Master, eventually."
This place must have a killer garden then.
So yes, you are free to wander around. He won't necessarily stay with you. He will permit you to wander around, or he can stay, within earshot should you need him for anything.
I would like to ask him a question.
Sure.
I was going to say, friend, can you tell me, have you heard of one who goes by the name of Qualish?
The Grand Master might recognize that name. I am afraid I do not know all of our initiates.
Okay. Thank you.
Maybe we should go talk to this guy.
I'd like to scope the place out in case we need to make a hasty retreat.
Well, you can see that the only visible exit is the skiff that you just got off of.
Yeah.
It's floating in the middle of a giant cavern. Well, you can see the sky because when it crashed into the mountains, possibly this helped make the mountains. It hit hard when it hit.
Yeah. Okay.
What are we looking for again?
You are looking for anything regarding the...
What happened to Qualish and his expedition?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I think we have a small hint here.
Trevor,
What?
can we keep it?
Let me read what this says about, so you guys know a little bit more what you're seeing. At the surface level, the floating rock island, the monastery is laid out in a large campus composed of sharp-angled buildings. These buildings jut out of the ground like massive metallic crystals. There are scraggly gardens set between them and paths winding throughout. 5 monks led by an elder can be found here and there, silently going about the business of gardening, observing prayers, scrubbing flagstones, and other mundane activities.
Okay.
If anybody wants to do any sort of additional checks, Tarek, I will give you that perception from earlier. I just wanted to see if anybody else wants to check anything now that your feet are, you're on this side.
Michael's going to look for a shop.
There are no shops. This is a monastery. They're self-contained. They grow their own food and things, but they don't sell goods.
So if our purpose is to map this place, correct?
Mapping is...
Or to allow...
basically, you're trying to find... Your main goal was to find any signs of what happened to the expedition. The mapping is a bonus.
Yeah.
He wants to know more than anything what happened to the people.
Gotcha.
Right.
That's right. But
he didn't give us any other information. Any people with him or anything. I mean, we don't know any of that.
Those are things that he doesn't fully know. Like when you go on an expedition like this, they brought along a lot of people just to carry the bags. So he knows that there was at least 6 other people. But again, this happened hundreds of years ago, and he's just been picking together records as he could obtain them.
Okay.
All right. So, Tarek,
I guess I'd also ask this monk, do you keep records of those who come here?
It is possible. Again, you would need to speak with the Grandmaster to truly know us and our ways.
We'll let the dog and your back.
Okay.
Do I know that roughly how heavy is our vampire friend in his contraption?
Let me double check what.
Would a giant eagle be able to carry it in flight?
Let's see. Oh, it weighs about 500 pounds.
Yeah, I don't remember carry weights on large beasts.
I'm thinking you might
I
have
don't think
trouble.
I'd be able to carry it. Because, well, I mean, going to a different show, the druid couldn't carry the Goliath. I think so.
So no, that thing is really heavy. I'm going to say that if you want to exit that way, you'll have to leave him behind. But for those of you who did perception checks and got above 12, you will see that all right. Here it is. Graffiti has been scratched into the walls in Thieves' Cant and Infernal. So basically, Rihanna's the only one who can really read this stuff. Let's see, reveals dire sentiments regarding how the doubtful are punished and how services to the monastery can keep it aloft. So you get things about, how people are punished if they do not observe, and that like it's sort of like what they were telling you earlier, that they're mining minerals to help fuel the furnace and keep the temple up. If they stop, this thing will fall to the ground. And based on its height and its weight, you're pretty sure no one's going to survive. You also will find out that the original metal of the structure has been melted and reworked in places to give the appearance of leering skulls. And because you guys got over 16, you'll also see some you'll hear some strange whirring noises throughout the grounds, seemingly to be wiring. I can't read. Seems to be connected to all the buildings together, and originating in Area 8. So the way back here, all the wiring seems to connect to this point and back.
Okay. So that's obviously where their engine or propulsion system is.
And because, again, you also got over 14, there's several things. You guys did well enough to learn most of this right off the bat. You'll catch sight of some magically animated leather faces that seem to be flying around in the shadows.
Gross.
So you're pretty sure you know what happened to the monks' faces afterwards.
This place is creepy.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to head straight to the the central abbey, that's number 3 in the middle. But you are not forced to go anywhere. And Michael, you keep blinking out. I'm just going to have to quit, refreshing all the time to keep up with you.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
I've lost Danny and Michael. Oh, and now you're gone
Well,
too.
I was resetting.
I turned mine off.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, Michael isn't coming back, so I'm just going to have to leave it. And then you go. And then you're back. Okay, anyway.
I'm going to point out the graffiti and scratching and everything to everybody and say, can anyone read this?
I can.
I'm going to look at it.
What's
These are
it
the
say?
languages I can speak.
You can
Essentially-
only read Infernal at best. No, you don't even have that one, so nope.
You have the other one.
Michael just silences everyone. Let's Rihanna.
It says that the doubtful are punished because if you don't observe and believe, I think is what it says, then yeah. They're mining minerals, keep afloat. Because if they don't, this is going to pretty sure we all die if it does. Yeah, basically it's a cult. Do as we say or we will punish you. Take your face. Blah.
So,
I get
worst
the
case
feeling-
scenario, we prevent them from shoveling more stuff into the engines.
Yeah.
Or
Or we don't
we
crash
figure out
it.
what's.
Or what?
Let's figure out what's going on here first, and then formulate from there.
I say we go talk to the guy in charge. Because apparently we're going to find him anyway, so it might as well be on our terms instead of their terms.
Okay.
Because we're supposed to figure out what happened to Qualish, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And I mean, just because this is a cult of gods know what might be helpful. I'll take the silence as a maybe.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
So you wish to go and speak with the Grandmaster. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. The monk who greeted you will guide you through the pathways into the central monastery.
Can we have an agreement that everybody be on their best behavior? Even if you don't agree with their beliefs, we're not trying to smite them or, whatever.
Cast fireballs. I look at the Sarius.
I look at the cleric and the druid.
I'm actually curious to find out more about their culture.
Oh.
Okay. Well, the monk will be happy to tell you that we are a refuge for those who found themselves on the outskirts of society. Here we live in peace and harmony, and we all work together to keep the monastery afloat.
I look at one of the passing faces. Uh-huh.
So as you approach the abbey, a massive pair of cathedral doors open to a long nave. Rows of balconies line the walls, occupied by dozens of dark hooded monks, seemingly come to watch the audience about to take place. At the far end of the nave, on a throne resembling a twisted metal captain's chair, rises from a metallic dais, backed with an ornate arch. The Grand Master of the distressed body sits there. A bone devil flanked by two massive bodyguards. The Grand Master wears a patchwork leather robe and a gleaming crown on his head, and he carries a scepter with odd crystal bumps and metal flanges. With the other hand, the devil taps on the arm of a throne, showing off nails that gleam with metallic shards. "Welcome," says the Grand Master. "We get few supplicants here of your obvious experience and skill. You shall do well in service here at the monastery. But what will that service be with the strength of your bodies or the strength of your mind?"
Can I just ask, what do you mean by strength of the mind?
"We need brains as well as brawn." And then he turns to the monk who left you in. "For example, someone with the intelligence not to allow armed people in my presence." And he slashes with that metallic claw, and the man's head pops right off.
Yeah, we shouldn't have come in here.
Okay, I regret my decision.
Mm-hmm.
I so don't.
I gotta admit,
Grandmaster,
kind of cool.
we are here in search of one who disappeared in this region many, many, many years ago. We're hoping to find information as to his whereabouts and his fate.
He just sort of looks at you.
We're looking for one who went by the name of Qualit.
He is no longer residing among us.
He was here, however.
Yes. He opened the pathway that allowed me to take over this and make this monastery, this refuge for those much like yourself, I imagine.
I'm not a refuge.
We're not here seeking refuge.
No.
We're here seeking information.
Yes.
So you will serve us with your minds, then.
I mean, we could, swap some information and, part peacefully.
Actually, I just have a quick question. Could you take us down to where you're dumping all the minerals to fuel this place?
And why would I do that?
Michael, I don't...
Because what are we but puny and insignificant to your greatness?
Meaning that I should not even bother with you. And he turns away from Michael at this point.
Were there others who came with Qualish?
Yes, they serve us even now.
They do. Would it be possible for us to speak with them?
Not until after your initiation.
You see, the only problem is I kind of like this. I got emotion in my face. So, again, we're not here, to harm you or, crash your ship or anything. We're just here to share some information, again, and, peace out peacefully,
Yes,
You do your thing here.
We're definitely not joining your cult.
Yeah. But we're not here to destroy you. Not that we could.
I'm sort of scanning over his information. He will happily tell you how he became the Grandmaster. Kowalsh opened the gateway, and when I arrived, he fled like a coward, and now all of this, he says, looking around, it's because of me and my greatness.
Cool. Which direction did he go in again?
And how long ago was this?
Oh, several hundred years by your count.
So he's probably not alive.
Well, we don't know where he ended up at.
That would depend on his race.
True.
I suppose that I could be persuaded to let you see some of the things he left behind.
Oh, that would please us greatly.
I would have to ask, of course, for some sort of recompense for this service.
Do you like gold?
Actually, I would like your magic items.
Oh, hell no. Sorry.
Shut up.
Hold on. Like one item or?
All of them.
No.
You are a fool.
I mean, this is kind of a family heirloom. And no offense, I'm a little more terrified.
Guys.
Well then,
I'm just going to turn to my people, and I'm going to say, "Come here, you guys."
Michael goes up.
Football huddle.
Yes.
he waves a hand, letting you deliberate amongst yourselves.
Guys, this is a really bad idea. Get out of here.
Let's leave.
There is another thing that you could perhaps offer. 1 year of service.
1 year of service.
You can either work physically by assisting us in keeping the temple aloft, or for those of you who are more intelligent over strong, you can help us in running the technology that keeps the temple functioning.
So in exchange for allowing us to see the things that were left behind by Qualish, you want us to work for you for a year?
1 year.
I see this going so badly because, one, it's a Faustian deal. We're going to go. We're going to see all these things. We're going to then put into the year of service. Something's going to go wrong. In order to fix it, we're going to have to spend more time in years of service. I know this circle. It's in so many stories.
It's like a prison in Texas.
Was that out of character or in character?
That was in character.
Okay.
The Bone Devil says, 1 year of service, and I will allow you to read the notes that we have stored from the Madman Kowalish.
Oh, nope.
How did he? Wow, what did he do? How did he open a door or a portal or whatever to allow you into home?
That would be giving you more than you have offered in return.
Okay.
I mean, I think we have enough to satisfy our employer.
If it's all the same with you, Grandmaster, we really don't need any more information. If we would like to return home now, thank you. And I'm going to turn around and I'm going to look at everybody and kind of raise and slowly start walking out of there.
What if I told you he yet lives?
Damn it.
But you told us that he was not.
I said he left here several hundred years ago. There is no need to rush. See our people, or how we live. Decide for yourselves.
I've already decided. I will not give 1 year service.
Mm-mm. No. I'm not.
I think I'll go. I think I'll just be going.
Thank you.
The two
Nice meeting
half-orc bodyguards sort of step up, blocking your path. You have.
We did not. We haven't come here to do you any harm. We haven't come here to bring violence. We were just seeking knowledge. We'd like to go home, so please let us pass.
Give a persuasion check. I'm going to double check exactly.
The dice are not in my favor today, guys.
Oh, don't worry. His wasn't much better. Because, yeah, even with what he would get on, unless he gets a bonus to persuasion, nope. He will just say, very well, and the guards step aside.
I will start walking, not overly fast, but at a nice, steady, brisk pace. Like, come on, let's go, boys and girls.
Michael just follows along with, and he's just like, yeah, I really would make a very crap house guest. I mean, seriously, my personality, how
Michael.
often I talk.
I make sure
elbow
Trilak
him.
and Tarek are following, grabbing them by their collars.
I elbow Michael to shut him off.
That is probably a good plan.
Now I'm keeping an eye, glancing back every few feet, make sure this guy's not doing anything.
No, he doesn't leave his throne. He just watches you.
Is there a vampire coming?
Yeah, his device works on your command, so when you say follow, he follows.
Oh, we brought him with. I thought we left him.
I assume he's
nobody
walking
said
with
otherwise.
Oh.
you. Yeah, I assume he's walking with you all the time, unless you tell me.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. Great. Fantastic. Yep. Just keep walking. Just keep walking. Just keep walking. How long is this goddamn hallway? Just keep walking.
It is a pretty long hallway, but no one offers you any violence. You're able to make it out. And
Okay.
Tamir just says, all this way, and you people are just going to turn around now. This is pathetic. Just let me out here.
No.
Listen,
No.
you may be immortal or whatever, but I am not.
Did you see that thing?
Yeah, no. Yeah. No. I'm sorry.
I mean, as much as we probably could have taken him, we have no idea on how this place actually works. And within about probably 4 hours of us taking him out, it probably would fall from the sky. This place is too pretty for that to happen to. I don't want to mess with him. I don't want to destroy this place.
I mean, they're not really hurting anybody either. Except maybe like.
Yes.
Except
No,
maybe like.
they are.
don't
They
wanna
are
leave.
hurting. Yeah, they are hurting quite a few people.
Cutting people's faces off?
They do it willingly, except for the ones that don't. But I'm not gonna argue. You go argue with that thing.
Yeah, look, we know what happened. He ended up here. He opened some interdimensional door thing, brought this crazy motherfucker through, and yeah, that's what we're gonna tell. That's what we're gonna tell him. It's up to him if he decides he wants to pay us or not. I don't care, but I would rather get out of the side. All of it.
There are things that I'll fuck with on this planet, but that, no. I'm done. I'm out.
I'd rather like my face. Thank you. I will just take Michael by the hand and keep dragging him. Like, just don't say another word till we're out of here, okay? Promise me.
Promise?
Okay.
Except for that.
I expect that was a bit too easy.
Yeah, I know.
I assume we might be ambushed before we get back to the chariot.
I know. Eyes alert, guys. Yeah. We're just gonna keep making our way. We're gonna try to get down there to the skiff so we can get the hell out of here.
Okay, and as you're making your way out,
at any point, are we out of view of anyone who's from here?
I'm going to say this happens, right before you get to the exit. You do hear one last word from the Grandmaster. Kill them all, and
I knew it.
As I suspected.
And his 2 bodyguards will attack. Ooh, one of them rolled really high.
Creatures like him never disappoint.
Yeah.
Is he within 5 feet of me?
I'm going to say, let's go back to the blank map. Where did I put the... Oh, this is the blank map.
Say, did we get almost all the way there? Out? Is that what you're saying?
The doors... let me try to push this out of the way so we have this. All right, no, let me just delete it. All right, so let me just try to draw what I think this looks like. So if it's here... Let's say, like, you guys are all right here. Let me bring up a couple of people to be guards. We're just going to go with these 2. And then he is right up here, not leaving his throne. And they are charging fast.
Son of a bitch. Guys?
They're charging, you said then?
Yeah, they are running at you, so that's why we're going to go with
stand and fight, or do we run?
I am going to use my staff and cast Wall of Thorns between us and them.
That's where we're going to need to roll initiative, because I'm going to need to see who operates in what order.
Okay.
Well, have fun.
Okay.
God damn it. I actually had something cool I wanted to do.
Alright, let's see.
Unless we're just gonna run.
Michael, the Serious, me, Trevor, Tarek, and Trilak.
Alright.
Oh boy.
There's so many T's.
Yeah, I know.
Who are you mowing for?
Let's see.
Please don't jump in the fish tank. Thank you.
Tarek, and then Twilight. Okay, so Michael will be going first.
I'm going to be casting Shatter.
Okay. And where are you casting that at exactly?
Let me just double check on the distance for this thing.
Oh, and I will say that the 2 bodyguards had some very, you can just tell at a glance, they're obviously using magical weapons.
So it's going to need to be about 60 feet. So let me just see here. 1, 2. Where's the measuring thing? Where is the measuring? There it is. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay, how much... what's the radius for that? Okay,
radius is 10 feet. So if you can adjust that down to a 10-foot radius.
Okay, I think we can, because that would be 10 feet.
If you can move it so that it actually is hitting this guy and the this guy.
It looks like you're gonna have to pick one or the other.
And
because yeah, you're just barely missing the other guy. If you want to aim for the Grandmaster.
I'll just go right for the Grandmaster.
Okay. I'm trying to pull up everybody's stats here, and I have to have so many different little tabs. Okay, so what is the save he needs to make?
DC 15 con save.
Good God, he rolled a 1. I didn't even put him into initiative order. I guess I will roll for his initiative now. Not much better, but...
What kind of devil was he?
He's a bone devil.
Bearded. Oh, he's a bone. Oh, shit.
Alright, what's the damage?
The damage is 19 plus 15. So that is 34.
Okay.
And let's see what else here, because this thing also comes with no magical object isn't being worn or is carried. Also takes the damage if they sit within the spell's area. Is he made out of a? Is he like a pure? Is he like a construct or inorganic material?
Not that I see anywhere. I'm trying to double check. Oh, wait a minute. He gets advantage on magical attacks. Oh, he does make the save then. Good for him.
Fucker.
Cock goblin.
You already gave us the restrictions.
Alright, so cut that in half. Okay, now I got his... And he is officially in combat. He was going to more or less stay out of it. But, okay, that was your turn. And next will be the first cultist who... the bodyguard.
Actually, as my bonus action, I give Bardic inspiration over to Trevor as well. So
okay.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He can't get to the one who attacked, so he will go for Viserius. And this. Okay. He gets. This is where I'm trying to. I have to do way too much jumping because he gets. Okay. Alright, I got his stats right here. Alright. So, a 19 and a 15 to hit you.
A 19?
Yes.
I'll use the shield for the 19, which will miss, and the 15 misses altogether.
Okay. Alright, in that case, Viserius, it is now your turn.
Okay. First of all, I'm going to bonus action. Move back here. And then with my action on Trevor.
Yes!
Okay.
Sorry. I love haste.
Alright, and Trevor, you are up next.
Okay. This map is too big. Hold on.
And naturally, at the attacking of the Grand Master, there is much shrieking and demanding your death.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I can't move that far.
You have haste, so...
Oh, yeah.
How is it that Trevor's going next when you skipped over the rest of us at higher initiative?
What was his initiative? Because I had him...
Trevor has a 9.
Oh, I must have... Who had who was after Viserius then? Because my notes are clearly off.
Rihanna. Yeah, Rihanna was next with the 20.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
No, that's why I was just like, wait a minute.
Right.
How did we skip all the way down here?
Okay, then
I'm okay with that.
Then
I
it's
can plan.
Rihanna's turn.
Okay.
This is
Thank
where I
you.
just need to start calling out and have you guys read, because if I try to read it, I'll skip something.
Yeah, no, it's good. I just was like, wait a minute. Okay, well, since that one's close to us, as my bonus action, I'll cast Hex on him.
Okay. What stat are you hexing?
Oh, shit. Oh boy. Give me a second here. Let's say Constitution.
Okay, Constitution.
Ah.
Okay. There's no save on that, so
Excuse me.
Nope. So then I will then also cast a cantrip to Eldritch Blast on him.
okay. Roll the attack. Okay, that will miss.
Shit. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Okay, now I have Trevor next, unless somebody else, because like I said, clearly I was off. Okay, all right, that's how I had it. All right, thank you, Trevor. Now it's your turn.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So I'm hasted.
Mm-hmm.
So I will use my shield for now.
Okay.
With my longsword. So my AC is 22.
Okay.
And I can move double. So
If you're going to run by this guy, he's going to get a swing on you.
that's fine.
He totally missed.
Okay.
I'm going to check the weight on these dice. I'm getting too many ones.
I'm gonna get right up in this guy's and the Bone Devil's business.
Okay.
I don't think it's been out, so I'm gonna use my bonus action to light vision, and I'm gonna take 3 swings at him.
Okay. That'll hit. That'll hit.
Nice.
And that'll hit.
Damn.
And remember
Good job.
to include, you said you already lit up the sword, so
Yes.
make sure you incorporate all the proper damage. All right. I'm just going to add it all at once. Let me get the calculator. Good God.
50.
25, 35,
20.
Wait, really?
or yeah, 50 points.
Yes! With 10, 16, 18 of that is radiant damage.
All right. Sorry.
Actually, 8.
I couldn't even type things into a calculator right. What did you say the total was?
50.
50, 18 radiant.
15.
50 total, 50
Yeah.
total, but 18 of it was radiant.
Yeah.
So 32 regular.
32 slashing, 18 radiant.
Well, this doesn't say anything about taking extra damage from radiant.
I don't know if it does or not, but I mean...
Well, I'm looking at the stat block. It does not say that he has double damage from anything. Just what he's resistant
Wasn't sure.
to. But okay, that is good to know. That still is 50 points in the opening attack, and he is pissed. But I'm putting him at the bottom of initiative, so cultist number 2 is going to now attack you for your impudence. All right, and what did I say his attack was? I think it's okay. You said your AC was 22.
Yes, with haste and my shield.
Yeah, he's not going to hit you. Okay,
Love haste.
Tarek.
Let's go ahead and cast. Let's bump it up. I'm going to cast Moonbeam directly on this head guy.
Okay.
So when he starts his next turn, he will actually then take, I believe, 46 damage
Okay.
because I'm casting it at a higher level.
All right. Does he need to make any kind of save for that?
Yes, it is a. God, there's a lot of information here.
Okay.
Constitution saving throw.
Okay. It'll be a moment before we get to him because Trilak is up first, and then he is. So Trilak, what do you want to do?
You have a quick look at my cards.
All right. You gotta have this ready for me, man. I
Guardian
will
of
skip
Fate.
you.
Right next to him.
All right. Does he make a save or do you make a roll?
Dexterity save. DC 16 or he takes 20 points of radiant damage on a failed save, or half as much on a successful one.
Okay, he made a save.
He takes 10 points of radiant damage,
Okay.
and it stays there for 8 hours.
Okay. And now it is his turn, so he needs to make his Constitution save.
Yep.
Okay.
Against which be 17.
Okay. Oh, he's only going to get a 16. So.
Okay.
Yeah. How much damage does he take?
4d10.
All right, roll that.
D10 4. I think I'm doing that right. There we go.
Good God.
Damn.
And
Nice.
that stays there. So anyone who starts their turn moves into it.
How much
That happens again.
Is it? How big is it? Because Trevor,
5 feet.
5 feet. Okay.
Yeah,
So
and it
Trevor's not
doesn't
in
do
danger.
any exterior damage. It's directly in that 5 feet.
All right. So we are back at the top with Michael. Oh, wait a minute. Sorry, he didn't even attack. My bad. I should have remembered.
I was hoping you'd forget.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to say anything. That's terrible, but yeah.
Okay, so he's obviously going for the one right in front of him. That's that's a 25 and a 21 to hit.
21 will miss till my next turn.
Okay. He will miss with his stinger, so he's only going with the claw. And that is 8 points of slashing damage to you.
I kind of felt it.
Yeah. Okay. Now we are up to Michael. I really should have given this guy more health, but I'm going with the average
Yeah.
because I didn't have time to. But you're throwing all your most powerful spells at him.
Yeah.
Michael's-
Michael's gonna throw the shatter at him again, and he's just going to move it ever so slightly, so that it's not going to.
Okay. And that is what, a dexterity we said?
It's a con save, a DC 15 con save.
Okay,
Let me just
con save.
roll shatter. Yeah.
All right. So he got a 16. So how much damage total?
Yeah. 8.
Okay, so he'll take
So-
4 of that. Okay. And now it is cultist number 1 who is.
Oh no! Wait, my bonus action. I give bardic inspiration to Tarak.
Can't you only do 1 inspiration at a time, or is that 1 per person? Or like you can only, each person can only have 1?
Each person can only have 1.
Okay, just wanted to check. All right, so this guy is going to run up and attack Trevor because of course he is. Ooh, that's a 27 and a 25 to hit.
Dick. Not you.
Yeah. Of course, not me. Okay, so that's 14 points of damage, piercing damage, if it matters to you.
Nope.
Okay, and that's all he's going to get. So now, Viserius.
Okay. I'm going to move up right here. And I'm going to cast right in this area where it just barely hits him. Hold on, let me don't we still have the spell things?
Yes, the card should be there.
Fireball. Yeah, you get to cast Fireball.
Hey, get out of there.
Right there. Where it
Okay.
hits him but not Trevor.
Okay.
I thought you had Sculpt Spell.
Oh, yeah, I
does.
do.
Yeah.
So
I was
it'll
going
be-
to say you can
I
hit
wasn't going to
everybody.
remind him. Okay,
I was
so
saying,
you
yeah.
centered this big fireball on him.
yeah, I'm not going to take it back. I just centered it on him.
Okay,
Okay.
so you centered this big fireball on him, and when the flames fade away, he is unharmed.
Shit.
Yep.
He's a stone
He
devil,
is
guys.
a
They're resistant
devil.
to fire.
No,
They
immune to fire.
Immune to fire.
All right, Rihanna, it is now your turn.
Yeah.
Viserius will store that information in his head.
Yes, good idea.
So
I mean, we know
the dude that I have the hex on, I put the red one on the left.
Yeah, I think the red one sounds right to me.
I'm gonna fuck it. I'm gonna pull. No, I'm going to. Sorry.
All right, 3,
I know.
2, 1.
I'm going
what are you
to
doing?
cast Witch Bolt on him.
Okay. Is that concentration?
I don't know. Give me a second.
Okay, well,
I'm still learning these things.
Yeah, it isn't mentioned on here, but a 17 will hit him. So
Okay.
the first time you guys ever bother attacking any of these guys, by the way. Okay, but yes, he is hit with a Witch Bolt for 6 points of damage.
Plus, because he's hexed, I get the extra, 1d... Shit, what was it?
D6, I think.
Yeah, 1d6 necrotic.
Okay, add your necrotic. Okay.
So a total 11 points on him.
Okay.
And
anything
yeah.
else?
What's that?
Anything else?
You
still have a bonus action and movement.
Yeah, I will move, actually.
Okay. Trevor, that makes it your turn.
My 40 feet puts me directly behind him.
Okay, so what was it? What did Tarek do that hit him or whatever?
He's got a moonbeam, I think it was called.
Yeah, it's just a 5 feet wide pillar of light. It's like 40 feet tall.
Okay. And that'll hurt me, right?
A side question on that. Does the pillar, does it move? Like, would he be able to have stepped out of that?
I don't believe it moves.
Okay, because I'm not going to move him this time, but because I should have asked that question ahead of time.
Yeah, let me double check and we'll get back to you before his
Because
turn.
common sense would have said he would have stepped out, but because I forgot to ask. But no, Trevor, that spell will not hurt you because you're not inside of it.
Okay, then I'm not going to draw my shield then like I planned.
Okay.
So I'm just going to hit him some more. I'm not worried about the guys picking at me.
Okay. That'll miss. That'll hit. And that'll miss. So 1 hit.
Yeah. Dermot.
You can drop some of that stuff into Discord chat. Okay. What's the total? 18 and 14.
Don't do the +5. That's for that net 20 for
okay.
the other one.
So that's 22.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Then it's the other cultist turn, who's going to keep trying to hit Trevor.
Be right back.
Okay, he's going to hit you once for... I'm just going with their average to keep it easier on me. That is 7 points of piercing damage. Viserius, Pete, could you tell me, does that make him... Does the pillar move with him, or is it stationary?
Yes.
He just posted.
He has to use an action.
I can't read that much in 5 seconds.
Yeah, he has to use an action to move it 60 feet.
Yeah.
Okay, so that means that next time around he will move out of it, but you would have just followed up by making it hit him again.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, that was Trevor's turn. The cultist hit once. Tarek, it is now your turn.
I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that's 30 feet. And I'm just going to keep concentrating on my spell, and I want to keep it on him.
Okay, Trilek, is now your turn.
How high is the roof?
We're going to say about 30 feet.
Fuck. I'm going to... who's in... I can't see because of the things in the way. Okay, so there are the people attacking Trevor, right?
Yes, there are 2 attacking Trevor, including the Bone Devil.
Right. So I'm going to move to behind Rihanna. And I'm going to cast Spirit Guardians. 1 action, 15 feet around me, concentration, 10 minutes, wisdom save, or 3d8. Radiant damage, half as much on a save.
Don't you have some of this stuff like built into Roll20 already? Just because it was like a button you could click and I could just see the relevant numbers rather than you reading it to me.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Sorry, I'm just trying to absorb a lot of information while... All right, so they make a wisdom save?
Yes, they have to make a wisdom save.
Okay, what is their DC on that?
16.
Okay, I'm fairly certain, unless they get a really good save, that no, they're not going to come anywhere close. Okay, they'll both fail. So they take 4 points of damage?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bad.
All right. And now it is the Grandmaster's turn, so he makes his save against Moonbeam.
Okay, so he only takes...
Oh, I was
half
rolling
that.
it. Half that.
Oh, yeah, con save.
Yeah, you know what? It doesn't matter because half of that is enough to make him fall down with a big hole burnt into him. And the 2 bodyguards, when they see this, they're kind of aghast that anyone could defeat their Grand Master. In fact, the whole room becomes silent. Silent for a brief moment before everybody in the place goes stark raving mad, running around. Some are running for the exits. Some are attacking a random person. Everywhere but in where you are is now chaos.
I vote run.
Well, do you...
I vote we get... No, let's get down to the engine room and let's actually try to save this place. Viserys, can you do that thing that you do best and keep us afloat long enough to save this place?
How about I finish talking before Michael goes into a long-winded plan? I'm going to assume that you'll let these guys run off if they just take off running. Is combat over, or will you insist on killing them?
Attack them
If they're not attacking me, I don't care.
Okay, in that case, combat is over. So when the Grandmaster's body falls down, you can see into the hole that's been burnt into the Bone Devil's exoskeleton. And you see something looking up out of it. It is a tiny little fiend who looks at you and raises his hands. I surrender.
I will reach down and grab him by the neck and pick him up.
Really?
Can I help you with something?
What?
We need to keep this place afloat because now you're... Really? You pulled some... Talk about the freaking... Really?
In Infernal, I will say to him, do exactly as we tell you, and nobody gets hurt. You try any tricky stuff, and I'm going to snap your neck. Got it?
He's having trouble speaking, so he just gives you a thumbs up.
Okay.
Can I tell what kind of creature he is?
He is called a Quates. He's just a tiny fiend. I'm going to put the that's what he is.
Quasit.
Yeah, Quasit. That's the...
Okay.
In fact, that really makes sense with his name, if you bother to ask it. His name is Whatsit. And, he's giving you a thumbs up while being, half choked by you. So...
All right.
I mean, you can kind of go through some of the stuff.
Are you truly in charge here?
Well, I came with the original Grandmaster, but when something took his brain, I used the technology to keep his body going and keep the illusion going so that the whole place didn't fall apart. And he kind of references the people who are now, running around in chaos.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the thing that took his brain? And can you take us to the engine room? Because I think that there might be a way to get this place not running off of minerals. That way, these people can run and be free. And you have a lot to answer for. Seriously.
Hey,
He starts pointing at that. He starts pointing at the mechanical being. Seriously.
Hey, okay. First off, who should I actually be talking to? I don't think he's that bright.
Dude,
you asked him like 5 questions at once, so he kind of,
I'm loosening my grip so he's not choking, but I'm not letting go.
Yeah.
And I'll take my dagger, and I've got it out just as kind of a reminder.
Okay.
I'm like, which way to the engine room?
Yeah, he's no threat to you at all, and he will say, the engines are this way, and he will guide you to them.
Okay.
All right, so I'm scrolling down. So, like I said, as right now, the chaos is mostly in the Abbey, but as people, because some people don't believe what's happened, but you're not going to have too much trouble running. But as you get to the engine room, everything is still functioning fine because you guys just left. You guys didn't touch anything in the Abbey. The massive chamber is filled with a deafening hum and roar of machinery. Piles of rock ore are spread throughout the area, around which prisoners work ganged holes in the sweltering heat. Smooth metallic columns rise up to the ceiling, which with open hatches set on their sides at ground level. Haggard prisoners frantically shovel ore into the hatches, which pulse with a deep red glow. As you watch, a prisoner collapses from exhaustion. Under orders from the overseer monks, other workers toss his body out of the way into a corner for a quick collapse and callous disposal.
God.
So as you can see, as long as they keep working, this place doesn't fall. Well, until they hear about things. I don't recommend we interrupt the process just yet, but hey, you're in charge. Boss gives Rihanna a thumbs up.
Have you actually ever tried to study this thing?
Well, we know enough to know that if we don't keep feeding this, then this whole thing is going to fall down. Whatever fuel it ran out centuries ago.
Sorry? Any ideas?
Given enough time to study the device, and I might be able to come up with a solution.
Actually, wait, what was the thing? Maybe this thing used to be interdimensional, right?
Yeah. But hence, it being here is not anymore.
No. You've been putting all... Yeah. Where does this thing come from? And is there a way to actually switch it so that it changes dimensions? Because you're putting all the power into just staying level. If we switch the power to output to change dimension, there's got to be a dimension that's pure energy. We could go there. It would run itself because it would just start consuming the energy there.
Not that I have figured out. I've had the smart brains working on it for a while. We've got certain things figured out, but we can't move the whole
smart
ship.
Brains?
Well, yeah.
Does this place have a command center?
Well, you mean besides the throne you took me off of? Yeah. We have the smart brains that are keeping everything else running.
Question.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought you were done.
No, he's kind of babbling because he doesn't want to get broke. What was your question?
Okay. Why are we worried about the ship again? Can't we just find out what we need and get out of here? Then it goes down.
What about everybody that's on here?
They leave now.
How long do we have?
I mean, it's kind of mass chaos right now.
If we stop feeding it this stuff, how long before it will start to make its descent?
Well, first off, I'm pretty sure that it's going to stop unless somebody else gets control of all of the people, but maybe 24 hours.
Oh.
Would
And
it be a slow descent, or would it just drop?
you're pretty sure that the command center structure is breaking down fast. It's probably going to fall anyway. You know.
Yeah, Michael starts taking command of things.
Oh dear God!
Ordering people to keep shoveling. He starts.
There are
grabbing people
overseers
aside,
who
like,
don't know who you are, and as such, you're just telling people to do what they were already telling them to do.
yes,
The
but
chaos
I am
hasn't
more
reached here yet.
But I am more charismatic.
They have
I am a
whips.
Guys,
Would this
anybody got
crash, or would it be a slow descent?
It would take it. Like I said, there's enough fuel in there to keep it going for like about a day. But when this thing falls, I don't recommend being in it. I will go back to the 9 hells before I'm here.
I may send you there.
That's not necessary. I'm on your side. Look,
I was going to say, if we've got somebody with a mage hand that can keep shoveling, we can get these poor people out of here. Try and get the people who are going crazy to all leave, and then we can just let this damn thing go.
I will say that, while you were walking here, because it would have taken a while, you do see many people are headed for whatever safe exits there are. There's only so many skiffs, but as the ones who aren't killing each other are getting out of here, but it's just taking time for word to spread. And if Michael keeps trying to interfere, the people are going to start attacking him, but things are going to happen at their own pace without your help.
Right, so people are exiting.
Grab what we came for and then get out of here.
Watson recommends that you find the safest way out of here, and he thinks he knows where that is.
First,
does this place have a treasure room?
Well, yes, that was. I guess you did kind of beat the Grandmaster in fair combat, so you are entitled to the treasure room.
Yes,
I suppose
we want that. I want to see anything that has to do with Qualish.
Sure. Anything I can do to be helpful to you. And he's giving you a big toothy smile.
I stare him in the face and I'm like, you had better not be trying anything.
Nope.
I will fillet you with this knife.
Not necessary. I mean what I say, and I say what I mean. Whatever you want.
Actually, she'll one up on the flaying. She'll actually have you sit down with me for 10 hours.
Oh dear God, yeah. No. Yeah, I think it even hurts me to say the word God. Anyway, he will guide you to the treasury.
Okay.
And so this is a big solitary building in the middle. This would be 10 on the map, I think. Maybe it's the order of these. Anyway, the point is, you get to a big solitary building that's and inside there's a lot of controls that are actually there is an anti-magic field set into the wall. But anyway, so when you get there, you see brains in jars. No, sorry, this is just one big brain. I'm in the wrong area. You'll pass by the floating bridge. There are brains in jars, and What's-It will kind of be explaining things along the way. Okay, we have to go through the floating bridge. These are the guys who keep everything running. Basically, hey guys, we just need to. All these guys are going to the treasure room. They have authority, so we'll just keep right on going. And he will lead you past the brains, who don't need to be negotiated with.
Excuse me.
So they're the ones that keep everything running.
Yep, whatever took out the first guy, the big guy's brain, he used the same thing on them, and then occasionally we had to, somebody smart enough came along, we would add them to the collection. They keep different parts of this place running.
Oh.
I mean, you can talk to them.
That's not necessary, I don't think, unless somebody else wants to speak.
Well, you did want to know about Koalish, and some of them were among the originals when we showed up.
Oh. Viserius? Are you with us, or did you stay back with the...
No, I'm with you guys.
Why don't you talk with the brains and learn all you can? And we'll keep going to the treasury room to try to see what's there.
Yes, please collect any books that you find there for me, please.
Yeah.
Okay. Serious, before we jump on, how about you give me an investigation or an insight? You can. Well, actually, every brain is different, so I guess you're going to want to do more talking to the smartest, the one who's more intelligence-based. But how about you give me a persuasion and an intelligence check, and I'll let you use guidance on both, just so I know who you're talking to. Wow. Okay. Let's go more with the Arcana check.
Arcana?
Yeah. Okay.
Shoo.
All right. We're going to come back to you when all this is over. But I'm going to go ahead and go to the treasury first. Yeah. Sorry, I'm boring you. This is.
No, I'm being pestered and it's pissing me off.
I'm joking with him. Okay. So to get across, there's a floating bridge which has a number of discs that you'll be jumping to, but because you brought the guy in charge with you, none of them got turned off by the brains. So you'll get into the treasury where there is one brain in a jar. What it will say, yeah, that belongs to the Bone Devil, and he's keeping the engines functioning. So I would recommend that we not let him out. He's saying that kind of quietly because he doesn't want to get overheard saying that. But he will show you where Qualch's journal is, and it is it's saying on a dais like a podium, and it's covered with all manners of gears.
So his journal and his gear?
No, the gears are built into the journal.
Oh. Well, you know what? Let's deal with this later. I've got a bag of holding we can store this stuff in.
Okay. It also apparently has, wires. So you start to pull on it, and there are wires that were connected to it. So when you pick it up and those wires come loose, the engine, the treasury was running on its own separate space. The engine starts to fail. Watson says, "Oh damn, get out now." I recommend everyone run.
Yeah, running.
Yeah, running.
Damn it.
And you can kind of hear the brain behind you screaming out a few obscenities, most of which Rihanna will understand, because he's screaming them in Infernal, as the whole place, not the whole place, just the treasury, falls down to the ground with everything else that was in there. But hey, you got the journal.
Can Michael just hold out his bag of holding and try to scoop out any gold as they tear
Not in
through?
3 rounds. You guys said run first, so you ran.
Dang.
So sorry, you got the one thing, but you didn't check for traps, so you lost the rest. Viserius, however, was doing very well with the other brains who were keeping the main structure together. And what you'll find out is that the majority of there's 5 of them. Most of them came with Kowalsh originally. They were all severely injured on the trip, and Kowalsh put them in here as a means to save their life. His goal was to eventually build them bodies, but the Bone Devil sort of drove him out, and they've been running everything because they would still like to have their own bodies. But as you probably, they sort of understand that everything's falling, and if they can't leave on their own, so they're probably going to die with it. But they can tell you that they know where Kowalsh went. He used the technology here to open a gate, and they can help, but they would like it if you could try to take them with you.
Are they like in jars or something?
They are in jars, and what they've explained to you is that they still have some of the fuel cells. Like some of the cultists have weapons that are using power cells. They have some, and they will help to explain how if you're willing to, you can disconnect them and hook them up to a power cell that can keep them alive, and you can basically try to bring them with you if you're willing. And then they will also explain, if you agree to that, they will explain how you can open up a portal to Dione Glaone, the place that Kowalsh fled to when he left here.
Okay, well, I'll start disconnecting them and putting them in my
Wait.
bag of
If
holding.
we disconnect them, is this place going to completely fall apart like immediately?
I mean, things are going to quit working, but like the skiff already works on its own. It's just like doors will become unlocked. Control room, people won't be able to access controls, but the whole place is being evacuated anyways. So,
I mean, I feel like we shouldn't just start ripping shit out just for the fuck of it.
They'll say that they unlock. Yeah. Well, I figured they came back really, really quickly. They were gone for like 2 minutes, and they came back. So
I mean, we have what we need.
Yeah. Problem. I kind of. Yeah. So what's the deal with these guys?
Well, they have all the information we need. They could possibly open a portal to where Kowalsh went.
Okay. So.
And I need their information.
Okay. Well, what do we do?
Just disconnect them and take them with us.
Will they die?
How do we know they're gonna work?
We need to find the power cells, which some of these cultists have.
I mean, we only have a limited amount of time, and
you got a day.
We've got
Right.
Yeah, we were
24
informed
hours.
to take 24 hours.
Okay. So we need to find cultist weapons?
Yes.
No, not their power cells here. They can actually help you to find those. I mean, it's not a problem. They'll talk you through the whole process.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Tell us what we need.
What
So-
do the power cells look like?
I don't really have a description, so I'm
I
going
mean, big, small. I mean,
I forget, you can't really see. There may be they're like cylinders about let's say they look like a what's the big battery? Not bigger than a D battery.
Probably those square batteries.
Yeah, I just forget what they're called, but yes.
A 9-volt?
Yeah.
No,
Well,
the bigger ones.
yeah. Anyway, so they're smaller than a foot in diameter. But so they're easy enough to carry around, but I'm having a hard time describing a blasted battery. They are small square devices that have each one has about enough power to keep these guys running for a time.
So the batteries only last how long?
Well, it depends on how you're using them. They think that they could keep them alive, for a little while longer. They are just brains after all. They might survive for another year. but they're going to be needing to spend that time trying to get new bodies.
Yeah. Okay. So
maybe we could take him to that gnome tinkerer. I forget his name.
Well, if they kind of point out, like, well, if you're going to find Kowalsh, maybe he can help us.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, let's get these battery things and get these guys hooked up so we can get out of here.
Okay. So between their instructions, Viserys' knowledge, and Rhianna being able to use her thieves' tools, for the mechanical parts, I'm going to say that you're able to store them all inside of a bag of holding or whatever, and they will also explain how to open up the portal that will lead you to Dion Glyon. And we will pick up there next time, when maybe I will have prepared slightly better and we won't be rushing through. Because you guys did sort of skip over, like, nope, we want to go straight to talk to the guy. Okay, so, guys, other than the fact that I feel, a little bit like I personally feel like I could have been a little bit more prepared for this, so I hope you guys had fun with it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, it was terrible, Andy. Gosh, can't you be more prepared?
Yeah. I mean, hey, you guys beat the living hell out of a bone devil, and here's the thing: his claws, that silver, that was a shard from a Vorpal sword. If he had rolled a 20, he would have decapitated people.
Oh, damn.
But anyway, we'll pick up, with you guys reaching the city of Dion Glyon, and see if you can find Kowalsh. And as you're finishing all this up, you hear the crash as the treasury and all that it contained falls to the ground.
No.
And what's it is like, so,
how
where are we going?
Was it? How far up was it?
Oh, I don't know. It didn't really give those numbers.
So, I mean, there's still a possibility of, maybe salvaging stuff.
Yeah,
there isn't.
If you want to hang around while the bigger rock crashes down around you the next day, this is what's it telling you that. Like, sure, boss, you can hang around. Maybe come back in a couple days and dig through the rubble when there's more rubble on top of it. Hey, how's that portal coming?
How is it that we keep finding...
I'm going to go ahead and call the stream here, and then you guys can rant at me later. It was actually a lot of fun, so thank you guys.
Yes, thanks, Danny.
Yeah.